What's up, everybody? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It has been too long since I have done this. I uh I don't know. I want to start off by apologizing for how long it's been. It it's I really fell out of it just because of life. And I mean, you guys knew last time I streamed, I kind of went into all the stuff that was going on, or alluded at most of the stuff that was going on in my life. It's just an onslaught of like end of the year stuff, end of the school year stuff, graduating, festivities, projects, work. It's been a lot. And so all that kind of cascaded towards the end there, but right at that last stream that I did. Was that a couple weeks ago? Oh my gosh. And I got sick, as you can kind of hear in my voice. I got sick. I had a bad cough, and usually when I get sick, I get a. Usually when I get a cough, it lasts for weeks, if not months. It's just kind of how it is with my body. I got bronchitis when I was like in my 20s, and ever since I got that, every time I get a cough, it's pretty bad. So that does not bode well for streaming when you have to talk a lot. So that kind of stopped me. I think that's what delayed me a little bit last week of trying to do a stream. And so now I'm getting better, gradually getting better. But then life, kind of like the waves of an ocean, life kind of like knocks you over again, and you got other stuff to deal with, and just a lot of planning and rescheduling because summer is here. Summer is here. So that means everybody's schedule is different. We have visitors in town. We have, we don't have school to kind of lock us into a regular schedule anymore. So yeah, it's a lot. And I'm sure you guys in your own ways are dealing with some of this as well. But when you try and do a regular YouTube stream or live stream, you realize how quickly off the rails you fall if you miss the rhythm that you're in. And so I was kind of feeling that last week and starting into this week. I was like, oh, geez. And then on top of that all, I started getting stuff in the mail, which would normally trigger me to like, oh, cool, I got to stream this. So yeah, it's been it's been kind of crazy. But every Wednesday that passes by that I don't stream, I am just like, it like does something to my soul. I'm like, I want to share. And, Wednesday's the day, Wednesday's the thing, especially when it comes to comics. And I've been able to read comics and catch up on some of the stuff that I've gotten behind on. So that's been awesome. But yeah, it's for sure been a minute that I've been able to stream. So decided I was for sure yesterday evening. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set aside time. I'm gonna do these things XYZ. I got so much stuff to share with you guys, which has been killing me because I haven't been able to stream. It's stopped me from kind of wrapping a bow on some of these things. Like for example, I finished the Cartoon Art Museum video almost 2 weeks ago, but I didn't want to release it on YouTube. Maybe I should have, but I didn't want to release it without streaming it with you guys live. So I've got that today. And then I got a couple packages that came in, which are really unique packages for unboxings that I'm going to go through today. And then I didn't actually go to the comic book shop today because there wasn't anything that I was really thinking that I was super excited to pick up or that I was expecting based on what the release schedule was. So I didn't swing by the comic book shop. I almost did, but then I thought, oh, that's going to delay me from getting ready for this stream. So I foregoed stopping at the comic book shop in support of trying to do this stream. So that's how important it was for me to do this. So yeah, I don't have new comics that have released today, but I do have comic related stuff that I will share with you guys. But anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. It's been a bumpy ride the last couple weeks, but I definitely want to get back into it. I realized I've said this many times, not to get sappy too quick, but I realize how much joy I get from doing this and hanging out with you guys and just kind of sharing in general, just life and comics and just fun stuff and just, laughing. And so not having it for a couple of weeks, you miss it. You totally miss it. It's like being absent from school or being absent from work and not seeing people that you normally do. So welcome everybody. Let's see if I remember how to even do any of this stuff. Katie, first one to pop in. Not gonna lie, when I hit go on the stream, I was like, is anybody gonna show up? Does anybody remember this stream anymore? That's how YouTube goes. It's like, if you're not consistent, your audience will fall off and won't get used to seeing you. So thank you so much for Katie for showing up. And you'd mentioned that you are in the UK, 10 p.m. or 10:13 over there. So that's amazing that you would show up on a evening time for you, mid-afternoon for us, or for me. But I'm so grateful that you are here. So thank you for being here. And then the chat ninja, Comrade Sammy. I can't lie. It's great to see you. Thank you for commenting on my last community post, which was about a week ago, saying like, when I said I couldn't stream the week. Sorry, I can hear a rapper. I'm gonna get a cough drop. But Comrade Sammy, how's the turtle going? You had mentioned you had a turtle update, so let us know in the chat. Maybe you already did. I haven't caught up on the chat yet, but how is the turtle, Mr. Turtle? How is he doing? I hope he's doing better. Katie said, "Hey, comrade." Saying hello to you guys. Comrade said, "I hope you are doing better. I know you said you're sick." Yep. Yeah, I was sick, and when you get a cough, the worst times for a cough are like in the mornings and in the evenings. And unfortunately, in the evenings when you have a cough, it'll like wake you up when you cough. It'll wake my wife up, and you don't get good night's rest, and so that delays and slows down your whole recovery process if you're not sleeping well. So it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Like I said, since I was in my early 20s, it's kind of been like this every time I get a cough, which is a pain in the butt. My wife always thinks I'm dying and wants me to get chest x-rays and whatnot, but I'm like, it just kind of is what it is. Sorry to hear you've been sick. Katie says, hope you recover fully very soon. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. It could be way worse. I know there's a lot worse sicknesses out there, but I think coughs are definitely the most annoying part of sickness. There was one time I actually cracked my ribs, and at the same time I got a cough. And that was the worst combination because my coughs are a little violent. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever broken your ribs before, but every time I coughed, it felt like, I think actually my coughing, because I had fallen and hit myself in the ribs when that happened. And from what I guess, I probably cracked my ribs or whatever on that fall. But I think when I was coughing, because I had the cough at the same time, it like snapped it. That's how violent I was coughing. And so every time I'd cough, it felt like somebody was stabbing me with a knife in the side of my body, and I couldn't, like, I would lose my breath. So it was this weird, like, I don't want to cough, but I can't help but cough, and that was the worst combination. But fortunately, my ribs healed, and I'm okay. And so now it's just the cough. I mean, that was a while ago, but right now it's just a cough. So I'm thankful that it's just a cough and not with cracked ribs is what I'm saying. Hey, John, how you been, man? Hope you're okay. Haven't seen you in a while, but I'm very, very happy to see you here. Thank you for stopping in. Everybody's saying in John. Have you guys been seeing each other on other streams as well? I'm assuming maybe Gothic stream. I actually, on top of not being able to stream myself, I've been so out of the YouTube thing too. I haven't been really watching much YouTube. I don't know why that is. I think I'm just not, I'm out of my normal rhythm. So normally the times that I would be able to sit down and work or watch YouTube were misaligned or misscheduled. And so, yeah, I've fallen off on watching a lot of stuff. I haven't been watching many streams at all. So I'm totally out of touch with what people are doing. I would get notifications, like I'm subscribed to, obviously, Sean's channel. And I know Shelby's been posting a lot of stuff. And I think Jason Bascom has been posting a lot of stuff. And I just haven't been able to watch any of it. It's like really crazy. Really gets overwhelming, and then you get in this point of like, oh geez, I didn't watch that, and then you just like, oh, I can't watch anything. So it's a vicious cycle, but we're gonna break that today. We are breaking that today, at least for my channel. John says, hello Katie, thought you went to bed. Maybe you guys were talking in another stream, but I am thankful that Katie is here. Katie says, I'm listening while I fall asleep. Awesome. I hope my coughing does not startle you. Or if it does, sorry. Hello, Rocky. I let Emo know. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Maybe Emo Trash will show up here. That would be great. I wonder if she's done with school. She should be, right? Or a lot of people are finishing up. My kids all finished up these last couple of weeks. That was pretty emotional, pretty big milestones for both my kids as far as finishing up school. So had to say goodbye to some schools that we won't see again, and yeah, it was great. It was a great time, but it's definitely a huge season of transition in my family. So we're all adjusting. Rocky is quite relaxing, aside from the coughs. Oh, hang on a second. I gotta mute my notifications, or otherwise when I get emails they'll pop up. Sure has. How are you? Okay, doing all right, thanks. Comrade Sammy, Emo and I joke you'll show up on Discord and tell us you've been there the whole time, as the chat ninja is known to do. Yes, turtle update, let's hear it. Got busy stuff to do while watching the stream, but I'm all right, thanks. All right. Yep, sleep is when your body repairs itself. Yeah. It's kind of annoying. It's like when you're like, I think like with my cough, you would kind of doze. I would take some medicine like to kind of make me sleepy, and then you doze, and then the cough would wake you up, and then, you doze. And so it's this constant like freak out. And that does not make good sleep. Comrade Sammy says, all right, the turtle. Okay, here we go. They said once he starts showing improvement, they'll be able to release him into the wild. Oh, okay. At least he's still alive. I mean, that could have been a fatal injury for him, so at least he's still alive. This is the first time I'm seeing John since... No kidding. You guys don't cross paths on... You gotta cross paths on other streams? Wow. I'm both honored and disappointed with myself that I hadn't given you the platform to see each other again. So Gothics has been MIA. Oh, okay. So those are the two streams. I mean, I think I saw, maybe it was last week, I saw a stream with her. Yeah, I don't know. So, some of her streams blend into me because it's not like she has themes necessarily. She's just kind of chatting, which I really admire how she's able to just chat there for so long. The other thing that got inspired me, I've talked about this guy before. His name's Tom Buck, and amazing streamer. I've learned so much about him and tried to emulate a lot of stuff he does. But not only is the quality and the production value, because he talks about AV stuff and YouTube streaming. Both him and his wife are streamers. But I love his channel so much, not just for the production value, but he himself, his personality is so likable. He used to be a teacher, and he's just so likable, so real, so funny. Kind of does a lot of puns and like bad jokes, and really kind and approachable from his streams. And so he just recently streamed yesterday, and he's trying. He usually does recorded videos, but he started to try and regularly live stream. And he did one yesterday, and it was just so great just to see him. And he was just answering questions, just hanging out. It was kind of like, he called it his like AV chat. Like anybody could ask him questions about anything AV related. And so I even asked him a couple questions myself about streaming and stuff. He's a huge supporter of Ecamm, which is the program that I use to stream. I know Shant uses it as well. It's a great Mac-based program. And so he has a lot of things to say and a lot of support and a lot of tips on using Ecamm well. So he's awesome. So when I saw his stream, I was like, dude, he's doing it. I got to do it too. Rocky, Katie, and I are Discord friends. All right, cool. That's a different level right there. There he is. There's the man. Awesome one coming in on his own schedule right there. But welcome nonetheless. How you doing, awesome one? It's good to see you. Awesome one was watching a Shelby stream, but it's a premiere, so I'm here. Yeah, like I had mentioned that earlier. Shelby's been cranking out a lot of content, YouTube content, recently. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a teacher as well. So maybe because school's out, maybe he has more time. But I know he's been doing like recorded videos and live streams, and it's 52 weeks of drawing, all that kind of stuff, which I'm super behind on watching what he's done. But yeah, he's super, super prolific right now, just putting stuff up. I admire that dude. On different news, Anna TSWG, Anna the Star Wars girl, is pregnant. Wow. I'm happy for her and her fam. Okay, awesome. See, like I'm totally out of the loop of that stuff. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy that like that is part of her like live journey to be able to announce that she's pregnant. Wow, that's crazy. Like what's going to happen when she's like, further down the term, and like, wow, like what's going to happen when she gives birth? And not that she would live stream it, but it's a whole nother world. Let's see. John's doing some walking. Great. I had a great bike ride yesterday. The weather's been very warm on the California side recently. Getting some hotter days, and it's beautiful. Absolutely no clouds in the sky. Really beautiful. I'm not too far from the ocean, so I took a bike ride to the ocean yesterday and just took it all in during the sunset, and it was great. It's great. Now is the time to get those outside hours. The weather's good. Hopefully all the weird weather that's been going in the middle of the country and the East Coast is tamed down a little bit, but yeah. Go get your walks in, everybody. Get your steps in. Awesome one says, I knew it. She said she was having a recurring sickness, and the first thought I had was she's pregnant. Kind of a telltale sign. Unless you run into those people, and I've run into women who have, they just love being pregnant, and it's like the most wonderful thing. No morning sickness, no nothing. Everything's great, and like they feel great. That was not my wife's experience. She had very bad morning sickness and very bad symptoms, so it wasn't the greatest for her. But some people do. Some people are. So, but yeah, it's no joke, man. All those kind of things before we had kids. You'd hear the stories, stereotypical stories of morning sickness and being nauseous, but to live it and go through it, which I didn't do, but to be married to somebody who did, it is no joke. Like just being nauseous in general is probably one of the worst feelings in the world. So to have that be constant, it's not great. I give props to all the moms out there who go through that for propagating the world for like for advancing the human race, because that is no joke. John says, I wait for the heat to break before I walk. That's a good idea. Walking 4 miles. Awesome. That's good. That's pretty far. That's great. How long does it take you to walk 4 miles? Usually when I bike ride, it's about 4 miles. So, yeah, that takes me about an hour plus hours. So that's a long walk, Comrade Sammy. How else are you going to keep up with the junkyard ditch? I don't know what that is. I love it. Okay. Not much to keep up with. I don't think anyone uses it. Oh, I have remembered you mentioned that before. Okay. Awesome. Nice. Wow. I think I finally caught up. Not too bad, guys. Not bad at catching up. I could feel her when she said she vomited bile. Been there. Oh, yeah. It's the worst. It is really the worst. It's like, I mean, the thing I've heard and been told, it's like when you get like a stomach bug or you eat something that doesn't settle well in your stomach, if you get it out of your system, then you feel better. But with morning sickness, there's no getting it out of your system. It is just perpetually like that all the time. And all the symptoms that go with it, like feeling tired and drained and just like not wanting to move and all that kind of stuff, is just constantly with you. Ugh, it's bad. 2 hours to walk 4 miles. That's good. That's a good clip. Nice. 30 minutes a mile. Awesome. If Emo were here, though, Rocky'd still be reading right now. Probably true. I'm at a clip where like 4 people commenting. I can keep up. Any more than 4, it's a disaster train. Okay, so cool. Thanks everybody for being here. I love it. It's great to see you guys and catch up. So, like I said, I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys today, which I'm pretty excited to. So I think the first thing that I will share with you all is, and it's gonna require me like shifting my scenes and all this. So there's gonna probably be some boomer moments today. Get ready. It wouldn't be a Rocky stream if there wasn't. But the first thing I'll share with you is that finished Cartoon Art Museum video. Like I said, I finished it probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. And I didn't want to make it public. I was ready to go. Everything was set. And I was like, I'm just going to share it on stream. And then I never got to stream after I was done. So it's just been sitting, waiting to debut. I would have done like a premiere, but it's only about a minute and a half long. And that's kind of a lame premiere. So I'm going to share it on stream with you guys today. We'll watch that. And then after we watch that, I'll make that public. And then I got a couple of cool things to unbox today, which will probably lead us into many more conversations, because they're not normal like comic stuff, but they are comic related and they're very cool. And I'm super excited to open them. And again, I've held back my urge to open these things. Even one of them, I was like, maybe if I just like cut it, open it up, and then seal it again and like do an unboxing with everybody live, just because I wanted to see it. But I didn't do it. I restrained myself because it's just fun to like open it for reals live. So yeah, then I got those 2 things. Like I said, they'll probably open up more conversations, and then we'll see where it goes. So let's go. Let's watch the, where am I? Let's watch the Cartoon Art Museum video, and then let's go from there. So let me see. Hold on a second. I really forgot how to do like most of all this stuff. Like just setting up for this, I was like, wait, what do I need to do? Oh, I got to turn on lights. So hang on a second. Bear with me. Okay, publish. All right. Are we there? Okay. So here we are. This is the Cartoon Art Museum video. Where is that? Oh, here. Okay. And then let me play that. Hopefully the audio works. I'm going to be watching the chat to make sure the audio works. That's my number one problem. And then after that, after we watch this, then I'll make it public and then we'll go from there. All right. Here we go. There you go. I saw Awesome One says, what else someone say? Deja vu. Yeah, right. With hearing that music. I know you guys were listening to it during that work stream like over and over and over again, but it's pretty close to what I had when I was editing it with you guys. I mean, there was a couple things I shifted around, but there you go. That's the Cartoon Art Museum. I'm pretty excited at how that one turned out. That will be thrown into our maybe my intro video. I'll include that in the rotation of different videos that I show in the intro video. But yeah, that was a fun one to do. I think like now that one's done, my next desire is to expand the radius of comic book shops that I'm going to, and probably go out a little farther to stores, because there's a lot of great stores across the bay that are so cool, really, really cool. I know at least 3 of them across the bay, 4 of them across the bay. So that would be awesome to try and explore there and kind of connect with those stores. I've been making rounds on all the different stores here. I still am missing a video for Isotope Comics, the one here. I've reached out to the owner, James, about doing a video for his store, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet of what a good time is. So maybe I'll reach out to him again because he has a very unique store. And I think he just celebrated some milestone or anniversary recently, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be good to get him in the rotation of all the other stores that have been going on. But yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I've had a couple conversations with Frank, who will probably be watching this video sometime soon. The awesome thing is Frank will comment on some of my videos and he'll tell me like, oh, I watched this, or he'll say something about a comic that I reviewed. And he's been super supportive since I've been doing this. And I think one of the last streams I did was like over 3+ hours long. And one of his comments was like, I watched it all in one sitting. I was like, wow, thanks, Frank. And he was telling me that, like, I guess he opens kind of mid-afternoon every day. And he does like some bookkeeping and like inventory stuff in the morning. And so when he does that, he'll like put on my stream and watch it. So Frank, if you're watching now, maybe you're doing inventory now, hello, and hope you have a good day. I was considering coming by your store today, but there was nothing that I thought I would be picking up. So instead, like I mentioned earlier, I just decided to come back and get into the streaming thing. So anyway, I appreciate your support, Frank, all the time. You're great. All right, let me catch up in the chat here before we move on. Ossipin says, watch the watchers is watch the watchman watching us. You got it, man. I just finished reading... Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. Doomsday Clock. If you guys read that one, there's 2 volumes of that written by Jeff Johns, and the artwork was by Jason Fabok. Those are the Ghost Machine guys who did Rook Exodus. Same team on Rook Exodus. And they did a series before they started Ghost Machine called Doomsday Clock, which was merging the Watchmen and the DC Universe, like the characters in the DC Universe. And I never picked it up when it actually came out. When it first came out, I didn't really pick it up because Watchmen is kind of one of those seminal cornerstone graphic novels that I grew up with, of like, wow, this is incredible storytelling and comic language and comic history. And so the idea of like adding to that, or, changing that, or, adding supplementals to that was like, I don't know. Especially if it was, excuse me, especially if it wasn't the same team. And I had heard of Jeff Johns, but I didn't really know Jason Fabok's work. Wasn't into mainstream comics at the time that it came out. But then after reading Ghost Machine stuff, the Rook Exodus, I was like, this is an incredible team. And then I looked back and I saw it in the library and I was like, oh, wait, this is the same team. So I borrowed those and I kind of tore through volume 1 and volume 2 of Doomsday Clock. And it was great. It was good series, great art. It wasn't as good as the original Watchmen, but I thought it was a great kind of take and a great addition. They had some new characters they introduced, and yeah, it was fun. So I recommend picking that up if you like the Watchmen universe and you like that creative team. I recommend picking it up because it's pretty good. And then I picked up a new... Here we go. This is how the conversation gets rolling. I picked these up from the library as well, which I had mentioned this. I've said this many, many times, but I love our local libraries here. They carry a lot of great stuff. Same creative team as well. So Justice League, Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok. So I don't know anything about this, but just, again, I saw the same creative team and I was like, cool, I'll read it. And the artwork's solid when I flipped through it. So that's kind of my next library volumes to get through. How did I get on this subject? I totally forgot how I got on this subject. Oh, Watch the Watchers. Yeah. Right. That's how I got on this subject. Because of their book work on the Watchmen. John says, Rocky, let's watch Sant's homage to your LCS sizzle reels. Are you talking about the video he did for his local store? We can watch that one. That was awesome. I'm so glad he did that. I want to see more of those. Local comic book stores are like the heart and soul, I feel like, of the comic book industry, because it's not just the big companies putting out these stories and us fans going, oh, it's great. It's like the conversation about, that sucked, or, oh, who would win in a fight between Wolverine and Deadpool, like all that kind of stuff, like those kind of conversations, and the recommendations that happen from local comic book store owners, just the vibe that they bring, the conversation starters, that all is what I love. And so to see that across the country, to see the stores that my friends who don't live where I live go to, and see them talking to their comic book store owners, I love it. I love it. And then it just makes me think like, oh, when I go visit Shant or whoever or friends, I want to check out those stores because they look cool. I think I'd mentioned Adam Lawson, his YouTube channel, and he's pretty active on X as well. And he's a writer and comic book creator and producer. His company's called Gifted Rebels. And he does his explorations of local comic book stores as well. And he does great ones. And he's like super excited. And he talks about the books he loves. And I love his reviews. And all the stores that he visits, I want to go see too. He's more of a SoCal guy, but I definitely want to go visit those stores next time I'm in the area. John says, good to see you stream again. Thank you, John. It's really good to be doing again. I'm rusty. I'm a little rusty about it, but we're gonna get comfortable as the day goes through. Awesome One says, we have a guy named Kirk in our town. Wow, I think I'm peaking a little bit with my mic. Sorry. We have a guy named Kirk in our town. We called Captain Kirk. He walks about 8 miles a day. He used to walk 12. He's slowing down. That's great. I know a postman who walks 10 miles a day. That's part of the job, I guess. Not sure if I'll get there, but who knows? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Sizzle reels. What's the right terminology? Yeah, sizzle reels, promo, trailers, whatever. Good job, Rocky. Thanks, John. Yep, that video was fun. I'm Bat Tom. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I remember when Tom was a nobody either on John. Okay, gosh. Awesome One. I have missed the rabbit holes that you send me down, the mental rabbit holes you send me down with your comments. Mark Miller, Frank Miller, or your mom. Cranberry Langers, how you doing, dude? I think, what was it, like since the last time I streamed, that's when after that you put out your 2 videos. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to Cranberry Langers YouTube channel. He's been streaming and doing reviews on books that he gets. I love seeing it. I love that he's taking the time to do it and kind of figuring out all this streaming stuff like we all are. So it's really fun. It's really fun to see. You got great insight, man. You are such a smiley dude too. So it's really fun to kind of see you like support the books that you buy and talk about them and just talk about what you love about them. It's fun. It really makes you go, oh, cool. I want to pick up that book because Cranberry's psyched about it. So keep on doing it. I'm watching them. And I really loved what you did. It's great to have Cranberry here. Perhaps Katie has fallen asleep since Cran has showed, so Rocky can maintain his 4-viewer ideal. That's right. Or maybe, have we ever seen Katie or Cranberry in the same place at the same time? Have they ever commented at the same place at the same time? There's been weirder things that have happened. Did you guys... Rocky's dying, apparently. I am. Yeah, that's how it is with my cough. Did you guys see... Did anybody watch The Acolyte? I know that Star Wars has divided many fans. And I'm kind of one of those fans, which is like, I'm not like the original trilogy is my Star Wars, right? I've watched much of the new stuff, most of the movies. I haven't watched. That's not true. I'm not a purist where I've watched. I mean, completist where I've watched all the Star Wars stuff that's come out. I've seen all the movies. I haven't liked all the movies, but I've liked things about the movies. And then as far as the TV series go, I've watched most all of them. I think. I don't think I caught up on like The Mandalorian. I can't remember. So anyway, The Acolyte just released, and I actually just watched the first two episodes last night, and it's not bad. It's like, excuse me. It's not the same feeling I get from watching the original movies. So trying to relive that or trying to hope that it ever will be, I don't think it's ever going to happen that way again, right? Those first three movies were magic for me. You can never recreate it. Even when I watch them now, I'm like, there is nothing as good as this in this genre. But I still love the universe. I still love the world that Star Wars is in, and I'm always willing to watch new content on it. So I watched the first two episodes, and there have been some recent TV series, Star Wars TV series that have come out that after the first two episodes, I'm like, nope, that ain't for me. But this one, I'm like, not bad, not a bad setup, and one of the major plot things is there's a set of twins in there. One good. I'm going to try and get through this, guys. One good, one bad. So why did I say that? Oh, because I was talking about Katie and Cran being at the same time at the same place. So yeah, who knows? Could be they're the Acolyte. That was a totally that was a total stretch of a connection there, but yeah. Anyway, if any of you guys seen The Acolyte, let me know what you think. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There was stuff that about it I was like, oh, okay, fine. But there was other stuff I was like, man, that's pretty good. And I think the casting, which I was like, why would you cast these people? I like the main girl. I think she's pretty good. She's pretty compelling to as an actress and just kind of her character. And then her Jedi Master, what is his name? I forgot his name already, but it's the guy who was one of the main actors on Squid Game, a Korean actor, and he's actually quite good. So yeah, I liked it. Pretty good. I just finished moving to my new place. Nice. It's nice. My knee hurts. Oh, congratulations. I'm glad you got that done, and I hope it's a lot safer and more enjoyable being there than your last place sounded like. Congrats on the new place. Okay. Old fogey Cranberry. You're not that old, man. You are not that old. I'm definitely feeling old. It's really, I mean, when you see like, I think I'm so aware of it now because I'm middle-aged. But when you see like your childhood heroes, whether that's actors or anybody that you see on TV or in the movies or whatever, and you just see them aging, or you see your friends on social media aging, and then you realize, oh wait, if they look like that, then I must look like that too. That's kind of where I'm at. It's a little depressing. Parts of your body are aching that don't normally ache, having to, coughs that won't go away that you could snap back on, or like if you pull all-nighters, you don't bounce back as quickly from those. Yeah, I'm feeling all that stuff. Past ripe cranberry, that's a good one. Gwenpool wins because she's a girl, of course. The smallest and most intersectional girl always wins. Yeah, that's the way that stories go these days. Rocky, if you streamed yesterday, I was ripping chicken. Nice. What's on the menu today? Yesterday we had chicken as well too. We had chicken curry, but we weren't ripping it. It was already pieced. Where is Mark? Where is he? And MMO's mom, where are they? Oh yeah. I'm going to say maybe he didn't get the notification. Let's just say that. Yeah. I hope he's well. That's another dude that I have not seen in a while. And yeah, I hope he's doing well. He has no excuse. It's daytime. It's absolutely no excuse. What is it? He's in Florida time, so 5:52. Maybe he's eating dinner. I don't know. Cranberry Langer says, well, I'm a dude, so I can't be Katie. You know what? In theory, yes. On the internet, anything's possible. John Talks was the OG lockdown streamer. We streamed from nightfall to sunrise during those days. Oh, the memories. I don't know how people do that. You got to just, yeah, I don't know how people do that. I always get self-conscious of like, I'm not saying anything important right now. I'm just wasting time. People are like twiddling their thumbs. So yeah, I don't know how. Some people can just do that. Good question. I have not seen Cran and Katie in the same place at the same time. However, they both have YouTube channels and look very different from... Okay, fair enough. I know. It's a lot of tricks. A lot of tricks you can pull on YouTube. You can ask like the last 6 subscribers I had on X, whose names were VX21569413125. They look like normal people. You never know. I stopped watching after the first of the first Disney trilogy. Yeah, I see ya. I hear ya. Oh boy, my Puppet Friends review of Acolyte. Oh boy. Maybe I opened up a Pandora's box of commentary on the Acolyte. I mean, it's really easy to hate what Star Wars, what they're doing to things that we love. It really is. I'm just a sucker for like, oh, new content and cool, let's see, let's hope. But yeah, nothing gets better than that first trilogy for me. And if I just let that go of like, I'm not ever going to expect anything to get to that level and just kind of peek my head in every now and then on what they're doing, then it's okay. I've done some work. I know Filoni. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude. He knows his Star Wars. And so I know people are or have differing opinions. He's a god to some people for Star Wars, and then people don't like what he's doing. Other people do, but he's never done me wrong, and he's been super kind whenever I've worked with him. So, my props to him kind of carrying that mantle. But if George was still involved, probably would be a different story. But that dude don't care. He's like swimming in his like Scrooge McDuck cash. What does he care? Boring was the summary of the video. Yeah. Set of twins, Shant and Rocky. One good one. Shant has twins too, so he has his own Acolyte. Disney killed off Star Wars IP. Yeah, I mean, when that sale went through, I knew that the happiest person was George because he got that like Ed McMahon check delivered to his house of however many billions for that. But you knew like the second it's like becomes a corporate thing, it's like, there you go. It's never going to be what it was. It's never going to have that singular, unique vision of the guy who created it anymore. So it's just kind of the way it is. That was a long reach with that. Nice. Yeah. Didn't they test a grapefruit or something for C9? Wait, what? My tablet has COVID-19 now. They test a grapefruit for C19? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm withholding comment in hopes to get to... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. It's okay. There are a lot of normies. Okay, let's get to the first unboxing. Wow, that was really loud in my ears. Did you guys hear that? Hold on. That was a notification. I thought I muted that. It is muted. Weird. But that's okay. I need to respond to this text. 1 second. All right, cool. Let's get to the first. Did you guys hear that? Ding. Let's get to the first unboxing. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that do not disturb is on. Yep. Weird. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. One of my questions. So I was talking about that Tom Buck stream, the guy who's the AV genius and like streamer. And one of my questions, I kid you not, in his chat was, hey, when I'm streaming on Ecamm, I have this issue with all sorts of levels of volumes, like the sound effects and like when I play YouTube videos and all that kind of like, do you have any tips on how to normalize that? Because Ecamm has, it has a little, what do you call it? Sliders that you can adjust volume levels for different things like sound effects and stuff, but it's not always effective. And sometimes movies that you play are considered sound effects and sometimes they're considered video. It's really a little confusing. I think it has to do with a lot of back end stuff that I'm not privy to. But anyway, and their controllers are not that specific. They're just kind of like green, yellow, red. They're not like decibel levels, like specific decibel levels. So you can't, and he even mentioned that. So I asked him, I was like, do you have any tips on that? And he was like, it kind of is what he is. You got to just do a test stream, try out different things and then find your levels that way. So it's not just me, guys. When things are really loud that shouldn't be, it's just a lot of things to figure out. But hey, we're trying. We're trying at least. Very loud dings and swoops. Yep. Sorry. There he is. The second the loud sounds come in, Mark's music obsession pops in. Good to see you, Mark's music obsession. I've missed chatting with you and hanging out with you, and it's my fault I haven't been streaming as regularly as I should. I vow to try and get one stream a week at least, at the very least, on a Wednesday. I mean, I was getting in like 2 or 3 at one point earlier in the year, but life has punched me several times and got sick and got busy, but hopefully we can let me get back to that rhythm at least once a week, and then hopefully more as time goes, as I get into this new rhythm of summer. But all that to being said, I'm so glad you're here, Mark. It is daytime. And so we're like, where are you? There's no excuse. It's not like he's sleeping. Was in a meeting. Oh, okay. When I got the notice was bummed. What a meeting? The rest of life gets pushed aside when I hit go on my stream. This is priority number 1. No, it's good. I'm glad you're here. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. John is like a shepherd dog in his other life. He kind of finds people and like nudges them. Hey, go this way. It's our favorite Florida man. Yeah, missed too. Me too. Have missed these. Yeah, it's been too long, man. And I'm really glad you're here. You should be sorry for the loud. I should. I really should. I don't know why that made through. You try and do. Apple's really funny because, all my devices are connected. My computer, my phone, my iPads, all these kind of things are connected. So when you say, I don't want any notifications on my phone, technically it goes through to your computers, and it's worked before, but it didn't just now. I don't know if you should be saying that out loud, awesome one. Exactly, this is important. Thank you. All right, let's get to the first unboxing. Yeah. All right. So I have okay, I'm going to go with the box. I have a literal box unboxing. This will be cool. So I wasn't actually expecting this to come in already. But it did, and I'm very excited that it did. I'm almost positive I know what this is. And I don't know if you guys noticed the thumbnail that I made, but it's in relation to this, and I'll explain it more. I have a lot more to talk about. If it is what I hope it is what I think it is. Oh, yes, this is what I think it is. Check this out. So this is wow, this is nice wrapping. I feel like I should take a picture of this. This is a project called Room Service. I even forgot what I ordered. Okay. There's two things in here. Let me switch views. So look at this beautiful, nice like sticker and this tissue paper. Well, I don't even want to like open that. So this is a property that was on Kickstarter, and I'll show you guys. I'll screen share with you guys after I open this, the campaign. But the reason that I heard of this was I'm a huge fan of the artist, and I've mentioned her before on stream. Her name's Elsa Charretier. She's French. Wow, what is this? Everything that Elsa does and her boyfriend or partner, his name's PK, is of the highest quality. And even their packaging is really nice. I love the red tape. That's killer. I honestly don't know what this is. What did I order? Oh. So the way I know of Elsa's work is she's a comic book artist. She has worked on, speaking of Star Wars, she's worked on some Star Wars comic books. She works with Tom King on a series called Love Everlasting. She did some books called November. I'll go get those in a second. And she's done a number of art books. And she was actually one of the first kind of YouTube comic channels I was watching several years ago. She doesn't really post that much more on her YouTube stuff. Look at this. I'm scared to like open this stuff up. Look at that. Wow. Super cool. Nice packaging. Well packaged. So Elsa and James Tynion, who he's written many things. He writes horror stuff, predominantly horror comic stuff. I think James Tynion is the writer on Something is Killing the Children. I think. Oh yeah, let me open this. Wow, I don't want to though. This is too nice. But I have to. Otherwise, I'm just going to stare at a package thing. So she teamed up, her and her partner, PK, teamed up with James Tynion, a known comic book writer, horror writer, and they created a short film called Room Service. They funded it, funded the short film on Kickstarter, and then produced all this supplemental stuff, a comic book and an art book, movie art book. Let me show you guys, before I open this stuff up, let me show you guys the campaign first, and then I'll show you some of Elsa's previous work, and then we can look at what's in here, what's in the stuff. Before I do that, let's see what you guys are saying so that I don't lose my place. Mark has a gang of musical boatmen that ride around. That's amazing. That should be a comic right there. I do feel ashamed, Cranberry. I really do. I feel bad. I feel like, I'm letting my subscribers down. I know you guys are watching. You have plenty to keep your lives busy. You're not waiting at bated breath for my streams, but I do feel bad. Apple's prime directive is to get you into their ecosystem. Everything else is just happenstance. It's worked. I definitely have Apple in my veins. No dying. It's not allowed. God bless Rocky Sal. Thank you. Room service in a box seems antithetical. Yeah. This is so the one of the things that you get in Kickstarter when you when you were one of the supporters or whatever is to fund the film, and you get a link to watch the film. I don't think we can watch that film because I'll probably get struck, as I'm one to do. But I can show you guys the trailer and stuff from the campaign. I definitely have the music going when I'm on my boat. Awesome one. Do not cut yourself. You're sick and cutting toward. Yeah. Thank you. Anna has made me uneasy about blades and streams. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Image has crowdfunding. So it's funny because even with Ghost Machine and some other projects I've seen, it's like they'll crowdfund it. Well, Ghost Machine is not in this category, but like, yeah, for this one example, it's like they're crowdfunding it, but then they're publishing it with Image. So I'm assuming this book is going to come out in comic book stores. Probably. I don't know. It's a number 0. I don't know. It's not like they're going to make this a regular series. This is a one-shot, and the film is kind of a one-shot too. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess they just have ties with Image that they can publish it with them. Oh, you're wrong, Rocky. It's waiting with bated breath. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Okay, let me show you the campaign, and we can talk about it, and then I'll show you some of Elsa's work. Let's see. Give me 1 second to get the right window up here. Yep. Okay, cool. Publish. All right. You guys see that? So this is the campaign. It's called Room Service. And James Tinian IV, P.K. Collinet, he's French as well, and Elsa Charretier. So this was their campaign. They raised, I don't know why it's showing up in euros here. It's really weird. I checked my settings when I was setting up for the stream, and I'm like, why does this show up in euros? I thought that was just, what do you call it? Location specific of what it would show you the dollar amount. So I know when, for example, Michael Bancroft's campaigns, it shows up in Australian dollars for him, but we see it on our side in US dollars. So I'm not sure why it's showing euros for me, because I know I'm in Pacific time. So yeah, this is it. So they created this story. So the backstory is PK and Elsa is a comic book artist. She was also she wanted to actually be an actress when she was younger and was going that route, and then really got into comics. And her and PK decided to do their own comic. I guess they produced an independent comic. I forgot the name of it. But then they got noticed, and then they started doing work for some mainstream books or mainstream companies like Marvel and DC, and then just kind of took off from there. And then as her popularity started rising, she and her partner PK decided to build this YouTube channel where they're putting out comic book content. And the awesome thing about the content they were producing, it was a really high quality filmed and production value. Like the lighting was beautiful, the editing, and just the how she was sharing stuff. Like she would do like breakdowns of specific pages, and they're just great students of comics and comic artists and all that. And then she would do some interviews as well. But I loved the content they were producing. And you could tell that PK was a really talented filmmaker, and just based on the quality of the content they were producing. So fast forward maybe I think like a couple years ago, they announced that they were doing this Kickstarter where they're teaming up with Tinian and producing a short film. And so they wanted to get funding for this film, and they raised quite a bit of money to do a short film. And they got James Tinian to write the story. And so I guess Elsa did the storyboards, and PK was the director, and Tinian was the writer, and then they produced this short film. They got this one artist, Tonchi, Zontich. I always forget how to pronounce his name. It's right there, Ton. It's a crazy spelling. He designed the mask of the main character, the caretaker. And they got all these other creators and stuff. And so, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I'll totally support you guys because I love her work. I love PK's work. And I'm not a huge fan of horror comics. I've mentioned that before. But, James Tinian, he's solid. So I definitely wanted to support what they were doing. It's just a unique kind of vision. And I knew, based on the stuff that Elsa and PK have produced before, that it would be high quality stuff. And so that's a big deal. It's not like they just put their heart and soul in everything. Like you just saw the packaging, the graphic design, all the stuff. They really do it well. So I knew I would be getting my money's worth on that. So here's the campaign. You can see some of Elsa's artwork there, but let's watch I think it'll be okay to watch the trailer. I don't think that will break anything. Famous last words. But let's watch the trailer, and you guys can get a sense of what it's about. There have been emo signs of life. She made join. Okay, nice. Thank you, John. Elsa as in Frozen. No, not Elsa as in Frozen, which that would still be amazing, but no. God bless your health, Rocky. Didn't know you'd come back infirmed and disease. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna come back next time. I'm gonna be missing limbs and stuff, but it won't stop me from streaming. John can't stalk me. Wait, I'm on Discord with him, but notifications are off. Yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna be the first streaming leper. That's an interesting route to go. Actress to comics. Yeah. Well, what's funny, and this is the amazing thing with somebody's journey. Even though she didn't really succeed as actress, and I mean, she's a beautiful girl and she has a great on-camera presence. You can see like, oh yeah, she could be an actress. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. But I think it's really played well for her when she was doing her YouTube content, because she would be streaming, she would do interviews, she would be talking to the camera, and she has a very like camera-friendly presence, and I think that's part of the actress thing. So yes, it became her career, but it totally worked in her favor. And she's a very, very nice person. I've had some interaction with her on direct messaging. We're just talking about stuff. Like she worked on a Star Wars thing, which overlapped with a Star Wars thing that I had worked on with my company prior. And so we connected in that way. And I was like, oh, I love your comics that you did. And she was like, oh, I love your animation stuff. And it was kind of cool to connect in that way. And her work which after I show this trailer, I'll pull out some of her work that I have. Her work definitely could work in animation. Like her brain and her style works for that. She has a one of the things I'm super behind on is the closer look on the Darwin Cook solo book. I haven't forgotten that. But her style is very reminiscent of the stylings of Darwin Cook, has a similar feel to that, which is influenced by animation, kind of a simplicity and a shorthand to it. And so, yeah, I think that I don't think she's ever worked in animation before, but she would be great. I think she would be really good, like as a storyboard artist or a concept designer or something. Yes. Maybe Rocky's comment about him being a cartoon artist will bring in the billions. One can hope. What's this link, John? Should I click on it? I'll hold off on clicking it. Don't say that, Rocky. John Travolta. Oh, is that the link? The Zina. That's the worst. The worst thing ever. Limbless yet limitless. Yeah? Huh? Whatever it takes, man. We're going to get there. That comment makes me think of Tom Green now riding horses in the wilderness because people make one sick. Tom Green, did you ever watch that show? That was a crazy show. Okay, let's see. Let's watch this trailer. Excuse me, I'm chewing on my cough drop. Let's watch this trailer. No guarantees on the volume. Hopefully it doesn't blow you guys' ears out. Let's see how this goes.
14 out of the 50 highest grossing movies of all times were comics. That's no accident.
Hi, I'm James Tynan IV.
I'm Piquet Collinet.
And I'm Elsa Chartier.
Written by me.
Directed by me.
Storyboarded by me.
In our world, everything is for sale for the right price. The wealthy know there is no desire outside the reach of their wallet. Room service is a brutal glimpse inside that world.
Our protagonist is down on his luck, his family on the verge of ruin. And with the help of the mysterious caretaker, he might have found a way out of his trouble, but what's the cost?
James has brought the same humanity and brutality to the script of Room Service that he has brought to each of his comics. It's the perfect canvas to explore my deep love for human-driven horror. And if you're a fan of movies like Ex Machina to Get Out or Parks Old Boy, this will be right up your alley.
You might be thinking, you guys could make a comic, why make a movie?
Making movies was always the plan. I happen to also feel deeply in love with comics, developed a career as a writer, and had the best time. But I could always feel cinema tugging at me.
Launching our YouTube channel about storytelling was the push we needed to get back to it.
It was a huge reminder of how natural this feels to me, and from that moment on, all I could think about was to be back on a set.
And why horror?
I've spent the last few years writing best-selling horror comics like Something is Killing the Children, The Department of Truth, and The Nice House on the Lake. All of these stories have something to say about the human condition and the frightening world we live in today. The best horror always speaks to our most primal cultural fears without losing the genre's brutal edge. I've long wanted to bring my horror writing sensibilities to a new medium, and this is the chance to do just that.
See, it's not our first rodeo.
And it's not our first Kickstarter either. Whether for a film or an art book, our goal has always been to deliver our backers the most high-end and appealing products.
So if you're as excited as we are, or if we've just piqued your interest, this is your chance to help get this project off the ground and participate in something really special.
Now, head over to our campaign page to see all the cool stuff we cooked up for you.
So pretty cool, huh? So yeah, that's Room Service. And let me, I got up, but actually I'm going to go up and get up again because, but you can see like Elsa, even PK, like they have great on-screen presence and they describe things very well. I'm a sucker for the French accent too. It's just like, it just seems so cool and sophisticated. And they kind of, they've got a great creative vision and direction. And the film itself, I watched the film, and it is in line with those films that he had mentioned, like Ex Machina and Get Out. It's this kind of modern day horror. It actually gave me a lot of vibes of Squid Game. If you guys haven't seen that, we had mentioned that earlier with the actor from the Squid Game, but it had a lot of that, of just this like borderline, well, not even borderline, like this torture horror feel to it. It's actually quite disturbing. And not being a huge fan of horror, I was like, ugh. But it had a clear vision and style to it, which was cool. And so yeah, it was just neat to see it fully realized. And now it's great to get this information, not information, this stuff, supplemental stuff. So so here's one of the books that Elsa's worked on. It's called November. There's actually 4 volumes of this. I have all 4, but I just pulled out the first 2. And she worked with Matt Fraction. But you can see her work. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see her work, and she's a great storyteller. Like, it's not just about the rendering and the, splash pages with her. She's all about pacing. She's definitely a student of other comic book artists who are masters at pacing and composition, and you guys should watch some of her YouTube videos where she breaks down pages and how like visually the action flows. Like, it's totally in line with stuff that I love as well. So I'm a huge fan of what she does. The use of color and composition and really amazing stuff. But for those of you who know Darwin Cook's style, like, you can definitely see the references, or not references, but the similarities in how they see the world. So yeah, this is some of her stuff here. Let's see. You guys talking about Tom Green? CG needs professional videos like this. I mean, it's like YouTube is definitely a thing where you need to. It is what you make it, right? And some people find this kind of stuff compelling and important. For other people, not so much. But I love it. I love it when filmmaking combines. It's not just about the product, the comic book, or the art, but it's also how you present it. I think makes a huge difference. I'm trying to do that for myself on my channel. So yeah, I appreciate when other people do it as well. Cranberry Langer says, looks cool. I'm not into horror much, but for those who are, yeah, I just had to support it because I love the creators. But as far as content-wise, yeah, it definitely made me like squeamish. We find out Rocky is the, oh, yeah. I haven't seen Squid Game. I like some sci-fi or existential horror sometimes, though. Squid Game is really well done. Great concept. I don't need to ever watch that again in my life. After I watched that series, I was like, and I like dark, depressing things. I really do, that have like a twist on reality. But that was just like, oh, like that just kind of like really just makes you sick to your stomach about humanity. Squid Game is like cute. Yeah, I mean, I have not seen the Cube, but I kind of know what it's about. It is like, yeah, it's really kind of messed up. And it's funny because I know that some young kids were watching Squid Game too, and I was like, really? You'd watch that? And then when I watched it myself, I'm like, why would your parents let you watch Squid Game? It is messed up. It's really bad. Like Escape Room, but for a big, yeah, it's like, it's kind of like Saw a little bit. It's in that genre of like people watching you do horrible things. Yeah. This may be a stupid question, but with this group, But do any of you guys watch The Boys? I don't. And I've heard because it's really messed up. I've heard people that like it really like it, like the writing of it. I've never read the comics. I've never watched it. And I'm kind of thinking I don't think I'll like it because it's so messed up. Like it really pushes the boundaries of what, you know, what superheroes are, kind of along the veins of Watchmen, but pushed farther from what I understand. Or even Invincible. I have watched Invincible, and that even kind of pushes it for me. But yeah, I haven't watched The Boys. Good colors and layouts. Yeah, it's great. Boys is not family friendly. Yeah, that's what I heard. Life is dark enough. It's true. I don't know. Like, I do like dark stuff, and life is dark. So yeah. Squid Game at the end of it, it just felt a little hopeless. It was just messed up. It was really messed up. Well done, but really messed up. It's violent, an orgy. It's intense and dark, but okay story. Is that The Boys? Parents let their kids watch all kinds of yeah, I was surprised. And we're talking like super young kids going, yeah, yeah. Or like they would dress up. I remember the Halloween, the year that Squid Game came up, seeing like little kids dressed up. And I hadn't watched it yet. And then after I watched it, I'm like, why would you let your kids like celebrate that? That is crazy. I'll probably avoid it. Awesome one. Thanks for the info. Yeah. There's so much stuff out there. Don't have to watch everything. I don't watch The Boys. I like my heroes to be heroes. Don't like grotesque violence. Yeah. And if I understand The Boys, it's the heroes are not heroes, and there is a lot of grotesque violence. So yeah, this is November. Pretty cool. There's 4 volumes of this. And then let me grab some other Elsa stuff. Hang on a second. Yes. So this is, let me look at this first. So this is the book she's working on with Tom King called Love Everlasting. I think it's still ongoing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, I hate that. Do you guys ever have this? For those of you who are nerdy enough to put your comics in bags and boards like I do, there's always this like hunt for the right kind of tape that works well on the bag. And I didn't find the right one here, and it tore my bag. I hate that. Oh yeah, so this book, it's kind of funny. It's interesting. It's like a spoof on the old romance comics. But they have this like underlying story about this woman who, it's almost like a time travel thing where she like goes, it's like this standard romance story, and oh, like this girl is fawning over, and it kind of takes place in a period. It's like a period piece, but then, excuse me, her life resets and she's a different character, but then she starts remembering stuff about the previous romantic story. And so you realize it's actually the same woman, the same character going through different stories. Let me just get this light straight. So it's really weird. And then she starts getting resentful and acting out of character. It gives me the vibes of like Fantasy Island a little bit, of like, oh yeah, it's this ideal place. And but there's this undercurrent of like, it's not really that ideal. So they go through different genres like Westerns, and they're usually period times. And then every now and then she'll break out of character and be like very angry that she's stuck in this time loop. It's really wild. There's about, I want to say there's like 12 or 14 issues out already. I was collecting up to maybe issue 10. But Elsa did all the work. artwork on it. And it's great. It's great. It's kind of unique. So that's one thing that was kind of an ongoing series that she's working on. But then she's done, how I really got to know her work was some of the Kickstarter stuff that she had produced. And so she did like art of books of her own work. And like, here's a cool sketch she did in this book that I got. I think it was this book. I did a flip through video when I was doing more flip through videos. I did a flip through video of this art book of hers. But the awesome thing is, and this is pretty consistent with all her work, is she's very much a student of comics. And she explains, it's not just, oh, here's a cool bunch of pinups that I did. She kind of explains her process, which is amazing. And she talks about like the tools that she used and why she picks certain compositions and, you know, kind of her thought process. So it's really, really awesome. I love it. And then like the photographs are beautiful. Her images are beautiful. So it's really awesome. I think that's why I love all the work that she does. She gives much more than just the artwork. You get to know her as an artist, as a creator, what she's thinking. And yeah, it's fun. And she just cranks this stuff out. So here's some of her Star Wars stuff. Pretty awesome. And she works traditionally, with inks. Very awesome. Let me look here at your comments. Mark's music obsession. It's okay. More superhero deconstruction, villain confusion, sympathy. Typical current day tribe. Yeah, kind of gets old, right? Like, I mean, when Watchmen did it, Watchmen kind of was the classic, one of the first ones to do that. It's kind of, you know, never been done before and revolutionary. But now everybody's doing that. So it's like, well, now my heroes are not really my heroes, like you're saying. And yeah. Cranberry Langer says, I like sad stuff like A Silent Voice, Plastic Memories, and Somari and the Guardian of the Forest. Are those all manga, right? Or anime? They definitely have a great range of styles and genres that they touch on. Japanese and both European. Comrade Sammy, are you still with us? You busy chat ninjaing? Thanks, John. After what everyone has said, I'm going to pass on it. I think my nephew just knew I like comics. Yeah. Tape with a pop, just enough cling. Invincible is gore, but no orgy, but has a wild story. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I haven't watched season 2. I watched all of season 1. So, yeah. 3M is a good tape manufacturer. A discount tape won't always do the trick. Yes, I use... So the tape I did find that actually works pretty well on my comics is... It is 3M tape. And it's called wall safe tape. We'll see how long-lasting this tape is. But... so far, it's allowed me to like open and close my comics without like tearing the plastic. And yeah, I've gone through many different kinds of styles of tape. This is some of her Star Wars too. She did a book on Dr. Aphra. So the Forces of Destiny issue, that was the crossover that crossed over with some of the animation work we did. We had worked on Forces of Destiny animated short films. And so when I found out she was doing the comic, I reached out to her and I'm like, I love your stuff. And she wrote back. I love her black and white stuff. But yeah, these kind of things that she talks about, it's awesome. It's great. I love seeing this process stuff. So she did this art book, and then she did another art book, similar. similar stuff. And then some more Star Wars stuff. Yeah, her work's just fun. It's really loose and carefree. It's just so thoughtful. Just always telling a story in each one of her images. And then also within the Kickstarter stuff, like those books that I had pulled out November, she did these things called commentary editions, where it's the actual page, and then she talks about on this side like everything that went into that page, why she had specific compositions and where she was thinking of placement of like lettering and blah blah blah. It's like, that's awesome. It's like a director's commentary but for comics. Look how crazy that is. Love it. I love this stuff. I eat up this stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. So that's Elsa's work. Now let's look at what I actually got. Let's see. "3M makes most glues and tapes." Yep. "Hopefully the pendulum swings and comics become great again." Yeah, I think, I think the resurgence or the new avenues of the indie market are great, because it just gives more avenues for creators to get their work out there, and producing through Marvel and DC is not the only way to get a comic book out there, right? Like there's other ways to do it, and ways that are lucrative and ways that connect with your audience. I think connecting with your audience is the new being an influencer, or however you want to, a social media person or YouTuber or whatever, like however you connect to your audience, there's never been that vehicle to do that in the past as wide open as it is now. And so however that is, whether that's through YouTube or social media or whatever, that has opened the doors for anybody. And with like on-demand printing and shipping and all that, that has opened the doors for anybody who wants to produce something to put it out there and see how it does. So as we get kind of bummed out with like, oh, they're doing another DEI kind of story, or like they're trying to shoehorn this agenda into this, like the big companies trying to do that. I think it's where the independent market is. That just opens the door for anybody to produce anything. And hopefully that's where our new stories come from. That's where the new life comes from, because they're not beholden to what executives are saying are the agendas for the companies. So it's like you could produce your own short film, you can crowdfund it, it could come out with an art book, produce a comic with it too. Like that's awesome. We weren't able to do that before. So let's see. Okay, let's look through this movie art book. Sounds like a cool concept. I generally like this stuff. Nice. Comrade Sammy's here. Nice to understand how artists think through the composition. Yeah, it is. It really is. I think that just adds to the experience. It's like, I can't imagine what creators before, whether that was like Renaissance painters or like modern artists or whatever, like if we were able to understand their thought process and not just see the final product, that's amazing. So I haven't even looked at this, obviously, but it's cool. It's like a movie art of book. This is the main character called the Caretaker. And this artist, Tanci Zonjic. He's incredible. He's a great storyteller in his own right. He's done some work in the Hellboy universe. He did some Lobster Johnson books. And he also did a series. I was one series that I wanted to review or talk about in the future, called Skull Digger. Hang on a second. So I'm not the biggest student, or I haven't read much of Jeff Lemire's stuff, but he has a whole universe, right? The Black Hammer universe, and then he did this Skull Digger. I just picked this up because I love the art, and this is Tonchi Zoncic, but really cool comic book artist. And he did this whole story about Skull Digger. It's kind of like feels like a little bit like a Batman character, Batman and Robin, and like this messed up relationship that they have. This guy who's like a vigilante, and then this kid who's learning underneath him. But the designs are awesome. And his characters are great. And he's a great storyteller. Like, again, similar to Elsa, like great storytelling techniques. Anyway, this book's awesome. Skull Digger, Skeleton Boy. And he's the guy who Elsa and PK got to design this character mask. Oh, that's cool. They made like a 3D I don't know what you call that. Under mask? Comrade Sammy is hiding away. Sammy needs a John Wall. Hilarious. Comrade Sammy, she's like, I'm here. What gotta do? Okay. Those do look good. Blue and red pages are looking very good. Yeah, Comrade Sammy's busy. She's doing stuff. She's multitasking. That's cool. Like a whole I really love filmmaking process. I would have gone into live action filmmaking if I could, if I thought that I had a better chance in it, because I love the whole filmmaking process and was really into it when I was in college, but it's a tough road. There's James and Elsa on set. This cool stuff, costume designs. Yeah, here's a kind of spoiler alert. It was a messed up scene. Wow, this is cool. It's full up. And I know that, pretty sure that like Elsa and PK probably designed this whole book themselves. If I know them, they're like that. That's great. It's really pro. Cool. It's like a making of book. We've had some spoiler alert. They had some makeup effects. Hired a whole team. Here's cool. This is the storyboards. So it'd be interesting to see, and I'll open it up in a second, like her, because I'm assuming Elsa did the comic as well. So like the difference between what she did for the comic and what she did for the storyboards. Very cool. Man, a lot of work to produce this book. Good point. More are a mix of European American and Japanese styles. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, you guys. Don't be so mean to Comrade Sammy. She's trying. She's here. She's totally present. Sometimes chat doesn't update, and I think I'm the only one here. You and me both, man. Okay. The art in that book looks gorgeous. Cool. Oh my gosh, that that theme song, now that you write that, is stuck in my head. All right, cool. So this is the room service comic. Wow, this is cool. I backed in Kickstarter. Like a ticket. I'm pretty sure, if I read correctly, like one of the interactions that Elsa had with the people that back this campaign, I think like if you go to a show that she attends and you bring this ticket, like they'll give you something special, which is cool. It's kind of like a Willy Wonka ticket. Sorry, I'm just reading this. Without the fans, didn't dare just dream. 2 years ago, short film is first bringing a brilliant story to life. Yeah, cool. That's nice. Nice personal touch. That's cool. Nice little ticket. I love it. Love all those kind of unique things you can get from crowdfunding. Yeah. Great presentation. Great packaging. Let's see what this comic is like. I've never seen this colorist, Nick Filardi. I've never heard of him before, but looks cool. All right. Just jumping right into it. This is that character. It's cool. Wow, this is very different from the storyboards. This is a totally different story. All right. That's cool. I look forward to reading that. I like the colors, and obviously I like Elsa's artwork. Maybe not my cup of tea with the story, but you know, we'll find out after I read it. Tonchi. Mr. Monkey Boy loves Tonchi. Hey, Mr. Monkey Boy, welcome. Do you know Tonchi's work? His stuff's awesome. I am on your side, Comrade Sammy, always on your side. Someone dies. Spoiler. Yep. It's like the Titanic. Gonna go do a chore. I think film would be too complex for me. I'd be overwhelmed by the complexity. I get too focused on details. It's not... It's a little complex. Not super complex. It's dark. It's dark and twisted, but it's not super complex. Oh my gosh. Where is Elsa? Where is Elsa? Oh, what do you mean, where is Elsa? Elsa is, like, where is she from? She's from France, if that's what you're asking. Is that supposed to be blood smears on the ticket? Probably. Yes. Yes. Probably. Cranberry Landers is, no, I'm not leaving. I'm multitasking, like Comrade Sammy is. Her significant other must really love comics. More dudes in bed stories. Yeah, not my cup of tea maybe, but, you know, I'll read it. We'll see what happens. The art looks great. It does. I wonder if Cranberry likes Landers or works for them. Yes, Leroy Jenkins is not. Wait for it.
Leroy Jenkins! Oh my god, he just ran in.
What? Didn't mean to play that other clip. All right, cool. So that was my first on unboxing. The room service movie art book. And, room service movie art book. And the comic that came. And like I said before, it came with the link to the film. I don't think that film is... Is it public? I don't know. Let's see. Room service. I don't think so. I don't think it's public. Yeah. Actually, it is. You guys can see it. I'm going to put the link if you want to. It looks like it's public. It was before behind a paywall. It was behind a paywall before. And it was, got the whatever code to see it. Exclusive code to see it before everybody else did. But it looks like they made it public now. So check it out. I just put the link. If you guys are into horror, give it a go. If you're into those movies like Ex Machina and The Get Out, then this is right up your alley. But it is a little disturbing to watch, but it's well done. Emo Trash is here. I understand that I'm late to the party. Nice. Better late than never. Glad you're here, Emo Trash. Good seeing you again. What the flip? Emo is here. Yes, this is where the chat skyrockets ahead of what I can follow. It's about to get crazy in here, guys. Okay, so what's next? What did you miss, Emo Trash? You missed. Well, let me just make this let me make it public before I do anything. I showed, before you got here, I showed the Cartoon Art Museum video, which I will make public now. Oops. Publish. There we go. Now it's public. And so that's done. That was the video that I was editing while you guys were watching me do that last stream. Check that out if you can. And then I did my first unboxing, which was of this supplemental material for a short film that I backed on Kickstarter called Room Service. And one of the creators on it is a comic book artist by the name of Elsa Charretier, French comic book artist. And I really love her work, love her as an artist, love what she's putting out there. Her and her partner PK put out great content. They used to have a YouTube channel. Not used to, they still have it. I'll put the link as well, because you guys should check out her content. Even though she's not really putting out new stuff, the evergreen stuff that she has up there is really, really good. So check it out when you guys get a chance. And then I have another unboxing to do, which we'll get to in a second. But let me just see where we are. Emo Trash says he streams the one day I invite my boy over. Hey, he can join in too. This is all are welcome here. You don't have to exclude him from this stream. But if you guys are doing stuff or hanging out or need to have deep conversations, don't let me get in the way of that. I'm having deep conversations too, but maybe not as deep as you guys. Now 8. Yes. Say goodbye to the 9. We missed that Cran isn't a video editor. Hang on a second. One of my kids just got home and it got really noisy for a second. If it is any consolation, I too have my earbuds in when he played it. Ouch. I'm all about the volume differences. I edit videos. I'm not that great at it, at least with the app I regularly use. I want to get better. Yeah, and you can only get better by trying and doing it. And you are doing it, so there you go. You just got to keep on doing it. It's just like streaming. It's just like anything. Just keep practicing at it, and you'll get used to what works, what doesn't. And there's so many different editing software out there now that is way easier to edit than before. So it's like almost intuitive of some of that. I've even seen some advertisements out there for like AI software that edits, like you just import in your raw video, say if you're doing like a stream with a guest, and it will like, based on who's talking, it will know when to cut to the shot of that it's crazy. And I think, like, I don't think it could ever take the place. I mean, maybe, but I don't think it can ever take the place of like the human touch, but it definitely gives you a great first pass through that stuff to like push through that stuff. So yeah. I had to make him watch The Greatest Showman because apparently he knew all the songs. I really love that movie. That was one of those movies, and I'm a big musical fan, so that's probably part of it. Has a lot to do with it. But when I went to watch that movie and I heard about it, I was like, this sounds really hokey. And the music, I was like, this is not what I was thinking at all. But when I watched that movie, I was like, this is amazing. I think the music is phenomenal in there. It's so catchy. The guys who wrote the music they're a writing duo, Broadway duo named Pasek and Paul. And they are the same guys who did the music for the musical Dear Evan Hansen. They have their fingers on the pulse of like catchy stuff, catchy, like heartfelt music. And they were the writers on that stuff. And speaking of like behind the scenes things, like watching them work behind the scenes on those songs were incredible. But I really love that musical. I can watch that movie over and over again. And the actual filmmaker who did it, I think before he did that film, he just did music videos, and it kind of has that vibe to it. But I'm surprised he hasn't come out with a new movie since, because he did a great job with that movie and they made tons of money. So I don't know. So yeah, I approve. Greatest Showman is awesome. It's probably the last good things that came out of Disney. Yeah, it was really good. It was like, I was like, what? Zac Efron, Zendaya, like Hugh Jackman? Come on. And then when I just love it. Like I love those musicals. I mean, those songs so much. You at like everyone in your stream. So what's your at clipboard? In terms of him joining us here, I have my doubts because I don't think this is his cup of tea. Tends to be busy. We also like to keep our times for self. Understood, Emo Trust. I was just joking. Feel free to wander in and out as and when you have time. John chat. Yeah, John's it, man. He's like a campaign manager of chat. What do you think of singing? I think Singing in the Rain is amazing. The choreography in that one, for the time that came out, the filmmaking in that, and the music as well. I think it's amazing. I love all those classic musicals from back in the day. Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite all-time film experiences. I think it's an incredible piece of filmmaking. Singing in the Rain. My gosh, yeah, all those, like the choreography in those, like there's no like camera tricks in that. Like that's just straight up great filmmaking, great choreography. So I love it. It's odd that I'm a music fanatic but don't care for it. It's okay. I think musicals definitely, yeah. It's a certain breed. But when you're in it, it's kind of like any fandom, like comics. When you are in it and you're committed, you are committed, die hard. So yeah, no worries. Only musical I've seen is Phantom. Phantom is not my favorite. I have seen that one. One of my favorite musicals, modern musicals recently, was Hadestown, which was based on the Greek mythology of Orpheus and Eurydice, that story, that their whole love story, but it takes place in kind of like a New Orleans folksy time period, And so they modernize it, and it's really amazing. The music's incredible in it. It's so not what you would think for. It's not like a "hello, my baby, hello" like kind of musical. It's not at all. It's very folksy, and but the staging in that was incredible, and the storytelling is just heart wrenching. So it's a great one. I've seen that one a few times. Les Miserables is one of my favorites for sure. It's just like a classic. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on musicals. There's a great musical out there called Come From Away, which is about the story of this town in Newfoundland where when 9/11 happened, all the planes that were flying in the area had to land in that town. And it's a true story based on the people of that town and how they were hospitable to all these freaked out people from all over the world. Whoops. That had to land in that town. But it's a wonderful musical, and the staging and the direction in that is incredible. I think the thing I love about theater, live theater, is just the imagination, and how imagination is one of your tools that you use in there. It's not just about painting a picture that looks exactly like the story you're telling. It's like using the audience's imagination to fill in the blanks and interact with. And then just the whole live experience is incredible. Sorry, don't get me started. But yes, I could talk musicals all day, just like I could talk comics all day. Mark's Music Obsession says, hi. Yeah, I love lots of movie scores, John. Have a bunch in my life. Yeah, movie scores are awesome. I can do it too. Comrade Sammy says, phone die is gonna. Phone is gonna die. I'm gonna see what charger needed. Okay, hang in there. Hold on tight. Wait. Wow, the chat just was popping. Okay, I skipped a lot. Okay, Phantom. It was mandatory to watch musicals. And was it really? Wow. What kind of school did you go to? 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. I have not seen that. Pirates of Penzance was my favorite. I actually haven't seen that. I know of that one, but I haven't seen it. The at caused the copy and paste a few times. Only ones I've created. Okay. Show tunes are not my thing. That's okay. Yeah, it's not everybody's thing. Wizard of Oz is one of my favorites. Yep. A Night at the Opera with the Marx Brothers. I haven't seen that one. I should see that one. I have heard about that one a lot. But yeah, Wizard of Oz is incredible. Just the filmmaking, the film effects, even to this day, it's like, wow, like the stuff that they came up with, the inventive stuff they came up with, that's incredible. Musicals are made for the right audience. Yep. Alan Lau is here. What's up, buddy? Les Miserables. It's funny because I saw that one. I grew up with Les Miserables, so I saw that when I was like in high school, several times in high school, in New York and Boston, and in a touring company and I would obsess about it, just listen to it over and over again. That the creators of that were Boublil and Schonberg were my idols. And then I saw it recently, maybe about 5 years ago. And so for those of you who, I can't believe I'm talking about musicals here. This is a totally different stream. Who cares? One of the big things with Les Miserables, and one of the inventions that they created that many productions use now, like Hamilton did. Hamilton's one of my favorites too, but Hamilton was the rotating stage, this like circular stage that rotated. And Les Miserables used it so amazingly. One of the big climactic scenes in it is like they build this barricade, and when it shows up, it like rotates and you see both sides of it. It's amazing. Really dramatic. And so that's kind of been a key component of Les Miserables and the whole experience of it. And you just wait for that moment. So I saw it maybe like 5 years ago, and they changed the whole production of it. They use a lot of projection. Excuse me. They use a lot of projection in it now, and like these kind of projection tricks, and they got rid of the whole rotating stage. And I don't know if it was the production I saw, but I was like, how could you eliminate the like iconic thing in Les Miserables. So it really messed with my experience of it. I was like, wow, this is not the same. If I saw that, if that was the only version I would see, I'd be like, yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I don't know. But the music of that, speaking of like sad stories or like depressing stories, that is a very, there's hope in Les Miserables, but it is a sad, sad story. And I loved it. But Alan Lau coming out with a Les Mis. Awesome. Alan Lau hated it. Alan Lau saying hi to John. I love lots of movie scores, John. I have a bunch. What are your favorite movie scores, Mark? I listen to lots of Hans Zimmer for sure. That dude. I know some people hate Hans Zimmer. I love Hans Zimmer stuff. I listen a lot to him. Trent Reznor's, ever since he got into musical scores, are incredible. Like he did the Social Network, and he does a lot of David Fincher movies. Oh, what's the name of that? What is the name of that composer? Let me look at my playlist here. I have a like soundtracks playlist. Oh, Ludwig Göransson, that guy. He's done some Marvel movies like Black Panther and stuff, but he's great composer. James Newton Howard, amazing. Hans Zimmer for sure. Michael Giacchino. Oh, the Lost soundtrack. Love that soundtrack. Daniel Pemberton, he's the guy who did the Spider-Verse stuff. His stuff's amazing. Ennio Morricone, classic composer. John Williams, obviously amazing. I mean, if you think about all the themes that John Williams created, the like memorable, burned in your psyche themes that John Williams created: Jaws, E.T., Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. Like if you just hum a couple bars, you know what they're talking about. It's amazing. I love listening to Daft Punk. The Tron soundtrack is a good one to work to. Who else? I love the Amelie soundtrack. Good stuff. Yeah, what do you like, Mark? Cranberry Langers, Aladdin, Pocahontas, Beauty and the Beast are all pretty much, yep. I think that's why I love them so much. Great music in those too. Alan Menken, Howard Ashman, those guys were the ones who did Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. Those guys are great composers. Book of Mormon. Book of Mormon's awesome. Those composers, they're the same ones that did husband and wife team. Well, I think the husband was the one who worked on Book of Mormon with the South Park guys. Why am I blanking on their names? But the husband and wife team did the music for Frozen, speaking of Elsa, recently. So again, catchy, super amazing. He is one of the few people, the husband in that husband-wife team. Why can't I remember their names? Now it's going to catch me. He is one of the few people, and he's super young. I think he's maybe in his late 30s, early 40s, that has won an EGOT. Do you guys know what an EGOT is? One of the few people in the world who's won an EGOT. Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. Robert Lopez is one of the, I think he might be one of the youngest guys to win an EGOT. But yeah, Book of Mormon's amazing. Very inappropriate, but so funny. I had never laughed so hard in a musical in that one. Disney's Renaissance was full of bops. How far they've fallen. Yeah, really. Wicked's a great, wow, this is turning into an amazing stream. Wicked is a great one. That one's coming back here to San Francisco soon. I'm going to watch that again. I don't know if you guys have seen for those of you who are fans of Wicked, wow, this, I could be alienating my audience or building a new one. But for those of you who are fans of Wicked, they just released a trailer for the movie version of that. I was very nervous that they were doing a movie. They've always been talking about doing a movie version of Wicked. And Wicked is a great, great musical. Amazing songs. and I was very nervous. And the director of Wicked, the movie, is John M. Chu, who is a director I admire. He did Crazy Rich Asians and a bunch of other films, but Crazy Rich Asians is his huge blockbuster success. But he's a young dude who went to. The thing I love about him is he's just a like hard worker. He actually used YouTube to his advantage to build up his career, where he started off. This was way before YouTube was what it is now, but he started off a dance battle. He's a big fan of dance and dancers and the whole dance community. And he started a dance battle on YouTube between his crew and Miley Cyrus at the time had a dance crew, and they would go back and forth with these videos with each other, competing about who had the best dance videos. Because he was a filmmaker, I'd argue his videos were better than hers, but Miley Cyrus also was a superstar, and she had her, her resources to create amazing videos as well. But anyway, he started off doing these dance videos. He did a whole mini series on where he made dance stars. He wrote this fictional series where he made these dance people like superheroes. It was kind of cool, kind of interesting. And then he kind of built his way up, and then he started directing some things. He did like some of the Step Up movies, which are dance movies. And then he did Now You Can See Me 2, which was like a card trick movie. Anyway, he built his up. He did a G.I. Joe movie. And then he did Crazy Rich Asians, which blew up like crazy. And then, so now he kind of can do no wrong. And he is directing the Wicked movie. So then they released a trailer recently. And the stars of the Wicked movie are, oh gosh, now I'm just blanking on their names, are Karen, now I gotta look it up. Wicked movie. Cynthia Erivo, she's a stage actress, and Ariana Grande are the two stars in it. I'm not a big fan of Ariana Grande. So yeah, when I found out they were cast, I was like, oh gosh. And they're very different than what you would imagine the stage versions of Elphaba and Glinda, of those characters. They're very different from that. So it was just like, ugh. And it felt like they were trying to shoehorn an agenda in there. And so I was really hesitant to like it, but I saw the trailer and I was like, looks kind of cool. So we'll see what it is. Did I mention the score of Sicario to you? Oh, I haven't seen Sicario. I heard it was amazing though. I love Denis Villeneuve. He's the guy who directed Dune. He did the first Sicario, I think. So I have yet to watch that. Sorry, I'm falling behind here. I just went down the whole musical hole. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the rabbit hole. Could not even tell you the plot of Les Mis due to the singing. Takes me right out of it. Really? Les Mis is one of those musicals where they sing almost everything. Very little talking. It's all singing. Almost borderline opera. So yeah, it's great, John. Come on. Okay. Comrade Sammy's got her charger. Everything's good. The Muppet movie's great. That's a great musical movie. Total underrated musical movie. The Hills Are Alive, also a favorite. Sound of Music, amazing movie. I just saw a high school production of Sound of Music, which was great, but it made me remember the Julie Andrews version, and it's awesome. I love that movie. My Fair Lady is another great musical movie, which Julie Andrews was the singing voice of Audrey Hepburn. I think Oz is one of the least tapped IPs. I'd love an Oz themed fighting game. Really? I feel like a lot of people, I mean, Battlebrick Road, you guys know, I'm sure you guys know Battlebrick Road. I've seen Wizard of Oz, or maybe you're being sarcastic. I've seen Wizard of Oz used many times, but it's great. It's a great, great idea. Won't be long now. Rocky will be doing. I try and keep it. My love for musicals. I am not ashamed of my love for musicals. It's the power of storytelling, live theater, and music. Like, that is a strong three-pronged tool to like affect a person. So I'm not ashamed of it, but I do also understand it comes with a lot of the I just remembered the shirt I'm wearing. See, that combines comics and my love for musicals. This was amazing. It was my favorite part of the Hawkeye TV series. Wow, this is all related. Welcome to my world. It was all the Hawkeye TV series on Disney, which was like, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but this was one of my favorite parts. Was they did a musical at the beginning of it where they showed like, what if there was a musical about the Avengers, and it was hilarious. And I think the fan reaction to it was so huge that they actually made a like 30 to 40 minute musical, a real musical, and produced it at California Adventure in Disneyland. And it was a limited time. It was during a summer of 2023. And so we happened to be going to Disneyland with some friends at that time. And I was like, I need to see this musical. And it was like limited time, and you had to like sign up for tickets. Like, it was crazy. Like, and I had some friends go down and they couldn't get and watch it because it sold out, or they couldn't get tickets. So that was one of my goals when I went. And so we went to watch it, and it was so good. It was really well done. They hired people who were Broadway musical people to write the songs and the costumes and the staging. And it was hilarious. And it was like you were watching the musical that Hawkeye was watching. So it was awesome. And then I got this shirt, and how funny that on the day we're talking about comics and then all of a sudden musicals, that I would be wearing this shirt. So hilarious. Excuse me. I think we broke him again. Is Herbie a musical? Was it? I don't remember. Herbie the Love Bug? I don't remember. Was bummed when he passed, as he was just starting movie scores, really. At least that was I was aware of. Oh, okay. No rotating stage. Give me my money back. Yep. That's what I'm saying. A lot of musicals these days are going the projection route, and I understand why. It's like cheaper, and you can do a lot more complicated imagery with projection. There's some musicals that use projection really well. Like Dear Evan Hansen is one that uses it super great, but it does take away from the like set experience. And for something like Les Mis, it was a little disappointing. Yeah, there was no rotating stage. I'm out. Zimmer is good. Hans Zimmer. Everybody's talking about Hans Zimmer. Blackbeard, a musical? I don't think so. Spy Game is good too. Okay, cool. Yep, John Williams. Yeah. Hans Zimmer. Brother. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Great soundtrack. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? I remember listening to that on repeat over and over again when that came out. Madagascar, that one doesn't stick out to me, but I'll have to go back and listen to it. Is Swiss Family Robinson a musical? I don't think so. It is a classic Disney live action movie, though. Hans Zimmer composed a lot of movies. Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, yes, he did. He's another one. Mary Poppins, classic. Really good. I actually like the second one. Not as much as I like the first one, but I did like the second one a lot. I have some friends that worked on the animated sequences in that one, the 2D animated sequences in that one. So yeah, that one's good one. James Horner for sure. Yes. I love James. I believe it's James Newton. Is it James Newton that did the soundtrack, like Nemo, Finding Nemo? Oh, I love that soundtrack. That one's like a haunting soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. Mary Poopin sounds like an only gross. Daft Punk. Yep, I love Daft Punk. Their Tron soundtrack is so good. So good to listen to, like when you're working. Yes. We used to listen to that work all the time, right, Alan? This is not a popular opinion, but I do not. What? The original? Are you kidding me? So good. Go watch it again. It's so good. I had Samurai Champloo sound clips on my. Yeah, that was great. The Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, Samurai Champloo. I believe it's all Yoko Kanno, right? Alan would know. I know Alan Lau is a huge Yoko Kanno fan, but I'm pretty sure she did the soundtrack for both of those. So, no idea what an EGOT is. Okay, awesome. Glad you asked. EGOT is somebody who wins an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony, which are in that order: TV, music, film, and Broadway. If they win an award in all of those categories, then they are an EGOT. So there's very few people. I think like off the top of my head, I think like I want to say like Chita Rivera is one. Lin-Manuel Miranda, I think, is one. There's some random ones in there, but yeah, the guy Robert Lopez, who composed on Frozen and Book of Mormon, he won. He is an EGOT winner. There's a few. I think there's less than 20 people in of all time have done that. Pirates of the Caribbean rocks. It's great soundtrack. Samurai Champloo. Alan loves it. There he goes. There, Alan knows. Emo Trash, see you show up, and Rocky says, this is turning into a... I don't know. Maybe I should look up YouTube people that talk about music. I don't know. That's dangerous to look up people that talk about musicals, because it could get... The fandom of musical people can get crazy. Can get really crazy. So I love musicals. I really do. But I'm a cool dude that likes musicals. I will not do jazz hands. If you like Book of Mormon, I guess you'd like a lot of those South Park movies. I mean, I liked my favorite South Park. I do like I don't watch South Park regularly, but if I see a clip that comes up that's about something current events, I'll watch it. Like somebody posted recently, they had a South Park episode about healthcare, about American healthcare in it, and it was really funny, and I watched it, and those guys are very smart. They crank out those episodes so fast, so their content is really fresh because it's so current. But one of my favorite South Park things is the original short film that they made of that. It was like Jesus versus Santa Claus. It was really funny. But yeah, Book of Mormon is so funny. Very blasphemous, but it's very funny. Emo Trash says, me popping into a Rocky stream is a butterfly. Oh man. If this is going to turn into musicals, it's going to be bad. I do like South Park in short doses. They are brutal and hilarious. Yeah, they are. I'm not a religious watcher. It's just like The Simpsons. I don't watch The Simpsons religiously. But if I see a clip or stuff, I usually love it. I never saw Crazy Rich Asians, Cranberry Andrew says. I always wanted to. It's good. It's not my favorite. I wasn't like blown away like everybody was. I do love that a majority of that took place in Singapore because my wife is from there. And so that was nice because you see a bit of home when you watch it. But yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's not. The story is like all right, but it's good. It's good. It's entertaining. You'd probably like Team America World Police. I never saw that all the way through. I only seen bits and pieces of that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that wasn't totally my vibe. Rocky missed out on K-pop's Asian persuasion stream. I saw a couple of them. I didn't get to join in them. I didn't get to join in them live. But yeah, I didn't. I saw some of them. Alan Lau says Aquafina's breakout role is in Crazy Rich Asians. It was. Yeah, she was hilarious in that. And definitely like put her on the map. Back to unboxing. Yes, Mr. Monkey Boy. Yes, I know. Yes. He's just like, dude, stop talking about musicals. Shout Studios is streaming a few marionette shows. Oh, cool. I'd be interested in seeing that. One of my favorite creative people, inspirational creative people, is a director, stage director, but also a film director by the name of Julie Taymor. She was the one who did the Broadway version of Lion King. But her creative brain just blows me away, and I love it. And she incorporates a lot of like puppetry and marionettes and just unique theater experiences into her work. I mean, I could bust out a book by Julie Taymor out if you guys are interested. But yeah, she's incredible. So Shout Studios, that's cool. The marionette stuff, awesome. Crazy Rich Asians, is that nepotism on your part? No. I'm crazy. I'm Asian, not rich. Okay, Alf 24/7 from Alf. Okay. I'm gonna get to the. You guys are talking crazy stuff. Fondue, like the cheese. What? What are you guys talking about? Mary Poppins. Yes, I understand that. Don't like me neither. I'm not a karaoke fan. That frightens me. The entire series of Oz books. Oh, yes. Did you ever see the Return to Oz? That was a messed up movie with, what was the name of that actress? Is it Veruca Salt? Or am I getting it confused with Willy Wonka? I think she was named after Willy Wonka. Yeah, that was a messed up movie, but it was really cool. But yeah, I think a lot of the books are actually in that tone. So yeah, there is a lot. There is a lot there. Bancroft has 0 Mary Poppins. Is this an unboxing stream? It is. Wait. Okay, wait. You guys did this. I'm the victim here. Oh my gosh. Best MCU TV series, hands down, Secret Invasion. No. WandaVision. Yes. I'll have to agree with you that WandaVision was my favorite. A lot of people say Loki was their favorite, and I did like a lot of Loki, but it got very, very confusing for me. But WandaVision was excellent, really excellent. Okay, Greatest Showman popped in late and derailed an entire stream. I've had such a Greatest Showman is really good. Yes. Blaming emo trash. Yes. The greatest. Oh my gosh. What? Zimmer ruined the... Get out of town. Come on. I loved his stuff for the Dune movies. Really? Didn't like it? Oh, you know what I just watched recently? On Amazon Prime, I think so. They have the Dune movie, the making of the Dune movie that never happened. And it was supposed to be directed by Alexander Jodorowsky, who did the Inkle series. He's like incredible French creator. Is Jodorowsky a French creator? He's done the Inkle and Metabarons. And he is oftentimes paired up with Mobius, who is god of all gods in comic book art. But he was supposed to direct the Dune movie before the David Lynch version, the like 80s David Lynch version. But he was supposed to direct the Dune movie, and that's where he met Mobius. And that's where he got... So his crew on his team that he assembled was phenomenal. It was Mobius, Ron Cobb, who's this incredible sci-fi vehicle designer, sci-fi painter, H.R. Geiger, who designed all the aliens in the Aliens movies, like the classic alien character, just horrific artwork. And oh my gosh, I'm forgetting one more person. Oh, he had like Salvador Dali was hired on to be one of the characters in it. Salvador Dali, the painter, was hired. He was going to be hired to be an artist, and there's this whole crazy story of how they like hired him. And anyway, he assembled this amazing crew. Oh, this effects artist, this incredible effects artist, who went on to do the effects for, I want to say Kubrick. I don't know. Anyway, he assembled this incredible team, and then for whatever reason, the film fell through, and they couldn't do it. And nobody understood him. They didn't think it was possible at the time. And he was assembling this team in like the, I want to say the 70s, 80s. And there's this not mythological, there's this legendary book of the concept artwork and the storyboards that exist. And I think there's only 2 copies in existence of Dune. And it has all this Mobius artwork in it. I've seen scans of it before. There was this crazy thing that happened in the like Bitcoin NFT world, where all these people pooled together their Bitcoin to buy one of the copies of Dune. I don't know. I didn't even understand what was happening. But all that being said, like very hard to find rare copies of this huge, thick pitch book for the artwork of Dune. And it's just filled to the brim with incredible stuff. So there's this whole documentary about the making of that movie, and I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. But it's fascinating, really, really fascinating. And you can just see how much vision this guy had for using these artists. And then when that didn't work out, these artists all kind of scattered, and they became the legends in the movie industry that we know of them now. So it's pretty awesome. It's a great, great documentary. I just watched it maybe about a week ago. Okay. Skipping ahead, Bebop. Everybody's talking Bebop's awesome soundtrack. Mary Poppins again. I doubt you gotta. Mary Poppins is so good. Julie Andrews is so good. She's so lovable in that movie. And oh my gosh, what's his name? Dick Van Dyke. Oh my gosh, so good. The dance, the choreography in that movie, just the magic in that movie. I love that movie. The original Dune score was done by my guys Toto. I also enjoy the Queen Flash Gordon soundtrack. It's great. They talk about Flash Gordon in this Dune documentary, so you should see that. EGOT is it's really okay. Rocky, the musical rabbit hole is deep enough. Do not look up YouTube musical reviews. Yes, I won't. I think that would be bad. I think it would be bad. Let's see. I must remember. Okay. For the animation and live action mashing. Well, that part of the original Mary Poppins, it was fun. It was very short. The best part of that is Julie Andrews, Dick Van Dyke, and those 2 little kids. Like, they were the best part of that movie. Really great. Bande dessinée. I'll see what I can do. Okay. I only turned 20. Oh my gosh, you're a baby, emo trash. Enjoy life. 20. Wow, if I could be 20 again. Oh my goodness, I am way behind here. Okay, we're skipping ahead. R.I.P. Groom, that's right. I did see Return of Oz. It was more accurate to the books. Yeah. My gosh, I'm so behind. Horner scores, yeah. Perfect Storm, great. Braveheart, great. Glory, oh, I love the Glory soundtrack. That one's one of the all-time greats. Amazing. Yes, good call. I find that this is what you get when you stop screaming for I know. It really is. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so good. Okay, wait. Dune versus. Oh, okay, guys. I'm almost there. You know who I heard became a Christian recently is. Wow, I just can't think. My brain is not working. What is the name of that comedian? British guy. He's got a YouTube channel. You guys know who I'm talking about. Ah, somebody help me out. British comedian, skinny dude. He's really inappropriate before, but he's had a change of heart recently. Holy cow. I'll think of it in a second. Shia LaBeouf, that dude. I tried not to give money to that person. I hereby entitle Emo Trash's Derail in Chief. Comrade Sammy, eat your heart out. Oh my gosh. Best Disney movie. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. That's a good one. Herbie. Really? Herbie kind of freaked me out. Russell Brand. Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy. Yes. He just had a conversion experience. Pretty crazy. It seems very authentic too, so we'll see. But good for him. Good for him for, coming to that point. British comedian inappropriate. That doesn't narrow it down. Okay. Yeah. Russell Brand. That's right. Russell Brand. You guys got it. Okay. Let's get to the second unboxing. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that trip down musical lane. Okay. Let's get it. This is going to be cool. I don't know if I'm going to have space, but at least I won't knock down anything now with my new camera setup. Because look how big this is. Just give you a reference. Comic book size and new package size. I'm so excited about this. Because I know what this is. This is the one I wanted to open and decided to wait just for you guys. Let me pull out a little bit here. A little bit wider. Should I go like super wide? Oh, but then you can see all this stuff. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. I'm so excited for this. If I don't die. This popped up in my... I saw a notification kind of pop up in my feed of like, oh, this is available, or like so-and-so is selling stuff. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how they package this. And the price point was not bad at all. It was discounted. And there was a gallery of options. It can be more cryptic. And so I was like, let me just take a look-see and see what's available. How is this packaged? Oh, jeez. Really got to carve this open. Hang on 1 second. I'm doing what John said I shouldn't, which is cutting the knife towards myself. I'm like hopped up on cough medicine and musicals. This is a disaster. I'm very nervous I'm gonna like damage something I shouldn't. But there's no easy way. Okay, here we go. It's level 1. Funny that I feel like that package had a smell to it, like kind of like flowers. Maybe somebody sent me anthrax. Ah, okay. Very carefully packaged. Okay. I'm getting rid of all the hard surfaces. Gosh, I'm very nervous. Nervous and excited. Yeah, this is a very this is a very pleasant smell. I don't know if that's on purpose or that's just how that person's house smelled. You know how sometimes you open up packages like from eBay or whatever and you can kind of smell the house, whether it's like, oh. But this smells like flowery. I don't know if they sprayed something in it. It's just the way the person's house smells. Okay, before I reveal what it is, what are you guys saying? Mark's Music Session says The Rescuers, Jazz Hands, there we are. Another box. Yep. This is bonus unboxing, guys. Finally got there. I can't remember if you got Aunt Mathieu Bablé. I don't know what that is. Man, I might have to do an unboxing of my contest win from K-pop. Oh, you won a contest win? Cool. What'd you get? Do you know? Next time I pop in stream, it just freaking kills me. Yes. Okay. Never mind. The box won't arrive till September. Oh, an unreleased comic. Cool. Highly potent combination cough syrup and musicals. It's dangerous. Catnip. Oh my gosh. Check for 1 million might explain. No. Is your nervousness also in part due to the cough syrup? Maybe. Might be. A little jittery. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready for this? I'm so excited. So what I got... Oh my gosh. I got an original art page of Whilce Portacio artwork, inked by Joe Weems. Is that not crazy? Those names, like, do they not even like, look at this. So I don't even know what this book is, Artifacts. I've never read this book, but look at this artwork. Whilce Portacio on Image Comics paper. Whilce Portacio, inked by Joe Weems. These are like legendary artists from Image Time. This is crazy. This hurts my eyes. This smells really good. I'm telling you. It's got this like... I don't know if it's like softener or like... I don't know if this is on purpose, but it actually smells really good. Yeah, this is an original art page. Someone says, oh, a page, cool. Now that's cool. Is that free range? That I'm seeing. Where? Oh, there's nothing inappropriate here. There was a few pages that these were being sold by Joe Weems. And if for those of you guys who don't, just look the dude up. Like, he's inked some of the legends, specifically Top Cow, I'd say. Like, he inks Mark Silvestri and Whilce Portacio and a bunch of other dudes. But he's like, I remember his name from growing up on Image books. And he also has done some work for Joe Sontag's book, Reaper Destroyer, which is coming out soon. Him and Matt Williams, I think is his name, but he goes by Bat. Those guys are legends in the Image inking world. And yeah, I guess Joe got them to do some pages for him on Reaper Destroyer. So anyway, I saw on social media that Joe Weems was selling some pages at a discount, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll look at it." And I didn't think anything of it, but the discount was pretty good. And then there was some here on Whilce Portacio, and I was like, "Holy moly, on Whilce Portacio! Like, are you kidding me? Like, Whilce Portacio is one of my idols growing up as far as comic book artists, partially because he's amazing, and the other part is because he's Filipino, and that just made me like, wow, if a Filipino dude could do it. But he was, for those of you who don't know, Whilce was the creator of Wetworks and Stone, and he was an artist on X-Men and predominantly X-Men, X-Force also, I think. Yeah, Whilce is amazing. He's done work on Iron Man, all the big books. He was one of the heavy hitters of Image, one of the founders of Image. So there was, I think, 3 pages that were available that he had inked. He's inked over other artists as well, but from over at Whilce. And the reason I love this page was it had so many faces on it that were classic Whilce Portacio faces. And yeah, I just loved it. And it just showed like the inking, the lines, and it's beautiful. It's so funny to see these marks in person at scale, because you see them on the comic book page, usually with comic book coloring all over it already, and you're like, yeah, that looks like a Whilce Portacio face or a Whilce Portacio line. But just to see it up close and personal, and to smell it, because it smells really good, is a little overwhelming. It's really cool. I don't have that much. I don't own that much original art, because it's expensive. But I couldn't pass this one up. So check it out. Let me zoom in. You guys want me to zoom in a little closer so you can see some of these faces? Let me make sure that's in focus. That's pretty much as good as we're going to get as far as focus, but look at these faces. What are you guys seeing? Alan Lau says, nice page. Alan Lau knows my love for Whilce Portacio for sure. Hey, K-pop, how are you? We're just talking about you and your Asian explosion on your channel and all the cool creators that you were interviewing and interacting with. It's great. Awesome one said, I think Shelby said his name is William or Wilt. Whilce was made up. Really? I've never heard that before. No kidding. Really? Huh. I'll have to ask him about that. I think that was right before Whilce got sick. Yes. So like right when they formed Image, he kind of disappeared. I don't know if he got sick. I think it was his sister that got sick, is my understanding. And so he kind of disappeared, and that delayed Wetworks coming out. And a lot of people were like, what's going on with Whilce? Why is this book late? But he was dealing with a lot of family stuff. I'm sure Shelby would know this better than any of us, because he's got that inside scoop. But yeah, he definitely had some family stuff going on there. Mr. Monkey Boy says, I like T-Bear over Whilce. Yeah, T-Bear is another legend. Whilce actually got a lot of his start in comics as an inker. He was the inker on Arthur Adams' long shot stuff, which I've opened or looked at here on this channel before. So yeah, he got to start as an inker, but he is incredible penciler. See the lightning bolt graphic on her shoulder arm? Lightning bolt graphic. Oh yeah. I think this is is this Velocity? Yeah, I don't know anything about Artifacts, the book Artifacts. So I don't. I honestly don't know any of these characters. This looks like Velocity from Cyberforce. I don't recognize anybody else. Maybe taking some of the cough medicine has cleared up your nostrils, letting you smell better. No, there's definitely a smell that's in it. I don't know if it's from the person's home or what, but there's definitely a nice flowery scent that's coming from this page. Usually when I open up stuff that I get from eBay, comics related stuff, it kind of has like a old, it's been in a box a long time smell, or smoke. I don't know what that says about people that own comics, but that lightning bolt could be a tattoo. You never know. No, I think that's Velocity, and she's probably wearing a skin tight. I don't know. You're Filipino, Rocky. Yeah, I am. I am Filipino. What Works was some of the sexiest art I've ever seen. What Works was such a good concept, such a good, like, the designs, and Whilce could draw like the best hair ever. The hairstyles were like off the charts on those characters. I loved What Works. I think it suffered from not being regularly coming out on schedule, and some of the writing wasn't great, but the concept itself was really cool. So I love that book. We are brothers, Rocky. I lived in the Philippines for a month. I think you said that. And Guam as well, right? Awesome one. Who knows? I've never lived in the Philippines, so we are not neighbors. You've been in the Philippines longer than me, too. Nib or brush? It looks like a nib. Definitely these lines are... And I think a lot of those Top Cow guys inked with nib because they had this like fine, like Scott Williams-y kind of line, very fine line, gestural, not the like organic, smooth line that you would see in brush. So it feels like this is nib lines. Yeah, especially like this part here. Like these all feel like nib, kind of scratchy nib stuff. This is so good. The other two pages were really good, but I love this one just because of the different characters and the different face positions. Rocky is sniffing and taking cough medication, mixing drugs. Oh my gosh. Asian explosion sounds different. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard Jim Lee talk about his X-Men Artist Edition book? He says that you can spot the difference in the inks who did what. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Do you guys remember there was this issue of Spider-Man that Todd McFarlane did? And he got different inkers to ink it. And granted, you can see like their different styles were pretty different from each other. So you could tell like Rob Liefeld was one of the inkers, Scott Williams, and they have very different styles from it. But I remember obsessing about that book and trying to figure out who inked what. I've talked to Shelby a little bit about this too, but yeah, I can imagine that the artists that are involved know who inked what, even though for us, like average consumer, we'd be like, oh yeah, that just looks like a Jim Lee book. But yeah, each inker is different. So Velocity is one of my faves. Have you guys seen that? One of the things I got maybe 3 or 4 months ago was that Velocity miniseries that Roquefort did, Kenneth Roquefort. When I started getting exposed to his work, I started backtracking of like, hey, what has he done? And he did that miniseries of Velocity. Did you guys see that? That's amazing. So if you haven't, I'll pull it out if you guys want to see it. If you look at the pages, you can spot the Sharpie ink nib art. It's neat. Yeah, I love that. I mean, this, you can definitely see where they like filled in like here, the blacks, probably with a brush. But this stuff is all nibs here. I don't see anything that looks like, well, pen line probably with the borders. Looks like they used a ruler and like a pen. But as far as like this technical stuff here, this looks like it's done with nib. This definitely feels like nibs here. And for sure all the face stuff is just beautiful. It's really beautiful. So psyched. It'll go in my little portfolio of original art that I have, which is not that full. I love dryer sheets. K-pop and Jason stream feels like they are on velocity. Are they fast? I hope Wetworks gets the Omni. I do too. I'm waiting for that. Yeah, for sure. I actually was asking Shelby about the whatever it is, the like Omni edition or whatever they call it of Cyberforce, and he said that some of it was not printed well, but that it's still worth getting. I've kind of held off, but who knows? Like I have some single issues just right next to me because I love looking at them of like Cyberforce, classic stuff. But it's just cool to see like something from this and then just seeing the original here. I know these are different artists, but that's awesome. I love comics. Love the art of it. It's just, you really take it for granted because it's such a consumer, throwaway kind of, it's on $2 and it's only this big. But when you see it at size and the original art, there's so much craft that goes into it. It's beautiful. This has to be a nib. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Everybody's eating. My one and only graphic design work was published in the Philippines. Also got to go to field work for the article. Cool. Do you like the Philippines? I've never lived there. He did. Missed it. He did a live stream when it was out and was saying what artist did what. It was fascinating. Cool. Yeah, I actually don't own that Jim Lee artist edition of X-Men. That's kind of on my list of ones to get. It hasn't gone up in price, so that's why I'm holding out because I feel like I could probably get it a little cheaper. But yeah, that one's amazing just to see it at size. And I mean, the scans that they do right now are so good where you can actually see the differences in the black ink and stuff. So yeah, I just recently, you guys saw me unbox the RoboCop and Terminator. So one of the things I did last week, I was reading through the book all over again, the hardcover version, and then I was looking at it and compared to the artist edition. And it was just so cool to just see like it transferred into what the final product was. It was just amazing. K-pop says, yes, the art on Kenneth Cyberforce is sick. Yeah, it's really good. Like, I mean, it's like, how can you top Mark Silvestri, right? Like, how can you top that guy? He is one of the best to ever do it. And how can you follow in his shoes, I guess is the better question. And then to see what Rocafort did was like, oh, well, he started off like, you can see why he fit in with the Silvestri thing, but where he's gone and kind of taken off into the stratosphere of what he does now is like unbelievable. So yeah, that's amazing. And I really love what he did in that Velocity one. It was like he was already playing with the crazy layouts and just his level of rendering. It's amazing. Just made a Jello pudding along with my homemade chicken soup today. Good thing you didn't. Hopefully you didn't combine the two. I do all of the Image and Top Cow Omnis. They are really decent quality. Haven't had the time to really look at the Cyberforce one yet. I believe there's like a couple issues in there that Shelby was saying either the scans were bad or something. He said it's not perfect. And he was kind of like, yeah, they screwed that one up a little bit about it. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they kickstart that? I thought they did. Something that just came out in Kickstarter. Not that I was going to buy it, but they just are doing these huge omnibus versions of all the G.I. Joe, like every single issue of G.I. Joe, and they're these huge volumes. Like I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Big, thick, crazy versions all in one spot. It looks awesome, but I'm not a big fan of all the G.I. Joe stuff, so I'm not going to plunk down for it, but it was cool to see. Yeah. leadership of the Philippines is a little totalitarian. Yep, you ain't kidding. Filipino people tend to rock. Nice. Most are on Kickstarter. Yeah. Yeah, they do that a lot with. It's funny because they're like big companies, right? Like Top Cow and this for GI Joe, Hasbro and stuff, but they're kickstarting it. I don't know. That one hit. I think their campaign already hit $1 million for the omnibuses. So it's highly successful. Boom has been going bananas on their works. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Artifacts. Just want to put this in a. Let me put this in a safe place before I roll over it with my chair or something. Oh, cool. Check this out. I didn't even see this. This dropped out. Came with a Joe Weems business card. How cool is that? He was really nice. I emailed him because I said, "Oh, I'd love to buy this," and it's through this company, TD Art, which they do original art. And when I emailed them and said, "Oh, I'm interested in this page," they said, "Oh, okay, we'll connect you to Joe directly," because I guess he mails it out and they just represent him. And so I got to email him and just had a couple of exchanges with him and just said, "Oh man, I love your big fan of your work and I'm excited about this page." And he had some really nice things to say. I think he said he only inked. I had mentioned Reaper Destroyer. I'm excited to see that. And he said he only inked like a couple pages in there, but it was cool. It was cool to like communicate with him directly. Now I got a business card by Joe Weems. Coolio. I wanted to get the Terminator one, but it's still up on BackerKit. Is that a Terminator omnibus? That sounds awesome. I'd love to get a compilation version of Stormwatch, Backlash, and Pit. Oh yeah, there's that whole Pit thing. That would be amazing, but yeah, I think there's a lot of baggage with the Pit stuff and Dale Keown and the people that tried to do it and didn't do it, and I just know very little of that. But just when I kind of peeked my head and was like, "What's going on here? Is this going to happen?" I was like, "Oh my gosh." Okay, the full works of Terminator. Cool, awesome. Yeah, I don't think I read that many Terminator books. Just the Walt Simonson, Frank Miller ones were the big ones that I wrote, and that's why I have like every version of that. All right, let me see. Wow, what else? We've been streaming a long time. I'm sure Katie, who was the first person here, is already asleep because she's in the UK. But then we got joined by Emo Trash and things went musical. Started jazz handsing it. And then we got the cool original page. And we had the room service books, the room service behind the scenes work. All this, and I didn't even get any new books for Wednesday. Let me just see what else I got. I don't think I have anything else. All right, let me catch up here. Then maybe I'll wrap it up because I think I tapped it all out. All right. Yes, the full works. I like the size of the Top Cow Omnis. Cool. Didn't they just announce a new one? I think they announced a Darkness one. I can't remember. There's so much stuff coming out. Oh yeah, the Biz Terminator books. Yeah. Those are great. His version of Terminator was awesome. Top Cow and Image stuff, love to get thick volumes of. I mean, there's like constantly, I keep seeing like the Spawn ones out. I think there's a new Savage Dragon one coming out soon. I know the Cyberforce one's out. Yeah, I would love a Wetworks one. That would be amazing. Marco's wife had an obsession with shoes. She did. Imelda Marcos, she did. Yeah. only here for the musicals. I see it. How expensive are original pages in general? It varies. It varies. Yeah, it varies. I think that for let's see, for what have I spent? I kind of spend. I'm willing to spend within the like anywhere up to $200 to $300, I'd say, for an original page. And at that price, you can only find people that like either they're not that hot of an artist at the moment, or it's some obscure page. I did get some really cool. One of my favorite comic book artists of all time is Jason Pearson. Rest in peace. He did a series called Body Bags, and he worked with the Gaijin Studios guys. Shant has great stories, or has met Jason Pearson and has worked with similar people as well. But Jason Pearson was, I don't know, he's just one of the best, in my opinion, comic book artists. But he passed away recently, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, suddenly. But why did I bring that up? Oh, I was able to get some pages of his. It was like a bundle deal where I got 3 or 4 pages of his. All right, I'll pull them out. I guess I can't do it in this folder. Just pull out one page. And this page was inked by, oh gosh, running out of space. This page was inked by Karl Story. And Karl Story is one of the greatest inkers out there. Super clean. This is brushwork for sure, and maybe nib for these like super thin lines. But I know Karl Story was a big brush guy. But so I got these pages relatively cheap because they came in a bundle, and there wasn't any. Excuse me. There wasn't any super popular character on the page. So if there's a popular character on the page, like Wolverine or like, X-Men or Superman or Batman or whatever, the price is going to be relatively high, especially if it's like a cool pose or something. And it almost doesn't matter who's drawing it. If you have a very cool character or a very popular character on it, it's going to make the price of the page expensive. But if you get these secondary pages or like establishing shots or like the character's really tiny on page, then you can get stuff that's a little bit more affordable. And then also if the artist isn't super popular, you can find some affordable stuff. Now, Jason Pearson is relatively popular, and he's done some really cool stuff. And now that he's passed away, it's very hard to find his original art. But I found this, and I think it was like 2 or 3 pages was in a bundle deal. I found randomly on eBay, somebody was selling them. And it was very affordable. And so I jumped on it. I was like, are these real pages? Like I couldn't even tell because it was a lot more affordable than I thought. But they definitely are real and authentic. And I checked out the seller, and they seemed very for reals. So yeah, but yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for. I saw recently there was like a Jose Garcia Lopez. You guys know I love his work. And there was a page that he had inked on Atari Force. He didn't draw it, but he inked it on Atari Force. Remember that series that I brought up? And I was like, wow, I need to look at possibly getting this, but it ended up bidding up pretty high, so it was expensive. Cran, Darkness, and Witchblade are on... Cran, Darkness and Witchblade are on volume 3. I believe you can still pick them up for $50 each. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Like I never really got into Darkness Witchblade, but I know there's a lot of work there, a lot of content. So yeah, they have volumes. It's just like Spawn. They have volumes and volumes of that stuff. I've been here, just lowered my chaos. Comrade Sammy, don't tell me what to do, John. Okay, oops, let me put this right here so I don't spill any water on it. That would be horrible. Nice, okay. Listening now, think about dueling those characters again. Are you done with school, Emo Trash? You finished? Are you in summertime now? Seems like summer here is upon us. I don't know how that affects people's schedules, but definitely affects mine. John says, you're lucky you missed the musical set. You know, the musical part was awesome. Yes. It's not us performing a musical. We're just talking about musicals. Next time, I will perform my Wednesday comics as a musical. How about that? That'll get you guys back here. Oh man. Yeah, we were talking about that quite recently. I think right before you jumped in, we were still talking about like Mary Poppins. So yeah, it wasn't that far back. Will there ever be Rocky the Musical? Only in my dreams. Only in my dreams. I would love that. Not about me. I'd love to work on a musical. I did work on some. I think I mentioned this to you guys, or maybe I wasn't so specific about it, but one of the things that stopped me from streaming within the last month or so, or slowed down my streaming, was I was working on set design for my daughter's musical at school. So that was really fun. It was really, really fun. So I kind of had to figure out kind of the mechanics of how it worked, and most of the stage crew were students. Well, all of the stage crew were students pretty much. So it couldn't be anything complicated of how to get the sets on and off stage and switch sets, and it had to be something that they at their age could understand and execute without making it a disaster. So it was really fun. It's a totally fun thing to do. It wasn't that bad, was it? It wasn't that bad. That will be the name of my musical. Am I muted? That would be the music. There we go. See? Then you should watch the replay. It's going to be amazing for you then. See, it's like, it's funny, that fandom, that nerddom, like that, there's huge crossovers with people that are just fans of stuff and how deeply, like, you love things and you love stories and characters and stuff like that. It just it branches out into so many different things. So it's not unusual for somebody to be really into comics, nerding about comics and musicals and movies and games and all that kind of stuff. Nice waters. Yeah, the treatment of the water on that Jason Pearson page is amazing. It's really good. Those guys at Gaijin Studios, they had their own imprint. They were producing books under as a studio, and they called it Blanc Noir, like white and black. And a big reason of that is because they were known for how well they how well they were their graphic interpretation of comic art and just their style. All of the artists that worked there, it was like Brian Stelfreeze, Adam Hughes, Jason Pearson, Dave Johnson was at a point part of that studio. Trying to think of the other people. Joe Phillips, Cully Hamner, all those guys are like rock star comic artists. They were part of the studio, and their graphic sense and design sense had really worked well in black and white. And I think that's why they called their studio Blanc Noir. And so they had these huge plans, and it all that came out. I have some of the issues were like Brian Stelfree's character was called Maximum Velocity. Actually, I can show you guys. It's a cool little thing. I just have it here. Everything is connected today. I got this cool poster that I believe Shant got it from me when he would go and visit their studio. But this was Maximum Velocity, and this was Brian Stelfree's. This was his character, and it was this kind of like neo-punk, future noir kind of story. And he had this awesome like jacket with this graphic detail here, and he wore these like ski boots, and he was this action guy. But his use of like blacks and lighting, graphic sensibilities leading your eye were so amazing. And so they came out with a few issues of one story from Joe Phillips. He had a book called The Heretic. And then you would flip the book over, and it would have a second story from Maximum Velocity that Brian Stelfreeze did. And I think those were the only books that came out for Blanc Noir. Oh, and then Body Bags, which was Jason Pearson's thing, was kind of under that umbrella as well. Body Bags is one of my favorite things ever in comics. And Adam Hughes was supposed to do something, and Cully Hamner was supposed to do something, but then it never came out, and those guys were kind of notorious for blowing deadlines. So yeah, it would have been really cool, but it never came to full fruition of what it should be. But going back to that original piece of art, yeah, their treatment of like blacks and inks, how they ink stuff, and just their graphic representation stuff was amazing. Okay, let's see. Nice Waters. Rocky was there on that fateful day when Roxanne Valdez made the birds cry. Oh my gosh. Heard of K-holes before? Rocky was in an M-hole. That sounds horrible. Oh my gosh. I've been out since like the first week of May, though. As a heads up to the crowd, I no longer work at Cracker Barrel due to complications. Oh boy. Complications? I did summer stock in the circus long ago. Really? That's cool. No more Cracker Barrel tips from Emo. They went crackers. You did mention working on the sets for your kids' middle school musical. Yes, it was fun. Really fun. Cracker Barrel Girl Boss. Oh boy. I'm scared to click on that. The CEO was a girl boss? She never gave me those vibes. Is he talking about the new one, right? Okay. Okay. Cranberry Ranger says, I think I actually remember that character. Yeah, I just had a backup story to The Heretic. The Heretic was kind of this weird... I didn't really get into that story that much. And then Stelfreeze had his thing. I mean, most of Stelfreeze's characters in his original creations are very similar, where they're these like quiet, silent, like deadly killers that look really cool and are like very... like they're usually assassins with guns. And Maximum Velocity was just like that. And he rode a motorcycle and he just looked awesome. Okay. Weather permitting, my drive to a big box store, just walk. Okay. Never felt girl bossy to me. She just kind of comes off a little too peppy for my taste. Oh my God. This is Cracker Barrel. Okay. You guys are crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's all I got for today. Like I said, there was nothing that really struck my attention or got my attention that came out in comics today. But that's okay because I've gotten a chance to catch up on all the stuff that was backlogged. Rook Exodus 2 came out, I want to say 2 weeks ago. The Jason Fabok, Jeff Johns one, and it was really good, guys. If you want to get into a new series, I highly recommend Rook Exodus. Redcoat number 2 came out a week before that. Geiger 2 came out. So the Ghost Machine stuff, highly recommend. I really am into the Transformers universe. All the other stuff like Cobra Commander just ended. Duke ended. They're starting. Oh, that's what came out today. Like Scarlet number 1 from G.I. Joe. She's getting her own miniseries. I wasn't digging the artwork in that one. It has an anime influence to it. So I didn't think I was going to pick it up. I will flip through it if I go to the store and look through it. But it wasn't one I was like, ooh, I got to get that. And I think they're coming out with a Destro miniseries. And again, the artwork, I was like, meh, all right. Trying to think of what other books did I pick up from the last week. But I read through a lot of the things that I was behind on. Void Rivals I was reading. That was really good. That one's still ongoing. I think that's it. I caught up on... I'm going to start that Elf Quest Omnibus Spoon. Yeah, I got these Justice League volumes to get through. I read through the Doomsday Clock. Yeah, it's been a lot of catch up on backlog of reading. So it's good when I don't buy stuff new each week because I can get through the backlog stuff. Oh, goodness. Stelfreeze was an art. He is amazing. Just an amazing artist. His stuff at times is a little bit cold. I'd say he's not the warmest. He doesn't come up with the warmest stories, but it's almost reflective of like his artwork. It's really cold and calculated, but it's so highly executed. That guy's bananas. So good. Rocky, what is your next vid or live aside from the one we watched earlier? Good question. So I still have to do my closer look video of Darwin Cook. And I'm kind of reconsidering too, like the closer look videos or just like the pre-recorded videos, trying to figure out a way to, not that they take a long time to do, but they definitely, there is some like time put it in, like the return. I don't want to sound so data driven, but the return I get on those videos isn't as much as say when I do a live stream. So it seems like, as I could expect, live videos tend to get a lot more engagement. But, you got to carve out several hours out of your day and you got to have stuff to talk about and, people involved in the chat. So yeah, each one has its own purpose. But as far as the next recorded video, that was kind of on my pipe, was to do the Darwin Cook closer look video. And then possibly whatever comes out next week, I could get back in the rhythm of doing like a poll of what you guys vote on and then doing a closer look video of those. I don't have anything planned yet of going to another store, but like I'd mentioned at the top of the stream, like I do think that my next step will be going a little bit farther out in the East Bay and hitting up some of those shops because they're great stores and it'd be awesome to do a promo video for those. And I love doing those videos. Those are really fun. So there's that. I do want to, I will want, and I'm planning to do a stream where I have a guest on. I haven't done a guest stream in a long time, actually, whether that was a Comics Nav video or Super Nostalgia video with my friends Fred and a Tick. So yeah, I want to do an interview video with another guest. And I think I had mentioned in last stream that I got in contact with an artist, without giving anything away, somebody who I was hoping to contact and say, oh, he would be great to have on a stream. But I wasn't sure if I could get in contact with him. And I did. I reached out to him, got in contact with, and he would be more than happy to jump in on my stream. I just had to follow up with him as far as timing on that. But that is the next thing on my plate of like getting him on my stream to interview him, because he would be awesome. Talked about his work in some of my previous streams. It'd be really great for you guys to meet him, and he's one of the nicest guys. He deserves to get out there, be more exposed, and I just want to catch up with him and find out what he's up to. So that is kind of next on my plate as well. But yeah, other than that, like, I'd love to get Marty on a stream again. The Super Nostalgia guys, I'd love to connect with them again. Oh, and I definitely want to try and stream with Shant. Shant's been, I mean, this is not blaming him by any means, but he's been super busy with all the streaming he's been doing on the bigger channels, the bigger CG channels. So, but I'm sure if we can kind of sit down and coordinate, we can get something together. But he would be very fun to stream with, whether that's us doing Pride of the X-Men, we were talking about streaming that, or something else. That would be really fun. Same time tomorrow? I wish so. I don't think so, Comrade Sammy, but if something comes up, something comes in the mail, who knows, maybe. But I don't think so. Make some chicken soup for your soul and cough. Poll vote time. Good stream. Maybe all of the serendipitous moments from your stream today are showing you should do more streams. Maybe. I mean, I think so, for sure. For sure. I always want to make sure they're entertaining and there's not a lot of dead air of like me going, I don't know, what am I going to do? But who knows? You guys opened up the Pandora's box of musicals. So next stream, who knows? Something might happen. Thanks, Mark. More streams, please. Thank you so much. Purple Rain streams. I don't know what those are, but we'll try. More streams for me to take over. I'm all for it. She's now the derailer, the chat derailer. I'm devolved in the chat. This is only Rocky's stream till I come along. That's right. Who's streaming? Who's in control of this stream anymore? I don't know. You can't just talk about musicals and food on streams. I know. Marty needs to get out more. Help a brother. Yeah, Marty does need to get more. We've been hanging out for sure. Marty and I, we take walks. We go biking. He's got an e-bike, and I've tried. Have you guys ever tried an e-bike before? It's basically like the greatest thing about bikes without the exercise. It's like it'll get you from point A to point B really fast. It's really fun, but like my Apple Watch, it like matches measures your heart rate. It like didn't even move when I was using his e-bike, and yet I was traveling like way faster than a normal person walks. So I can't imagine what it was thinking and was happening. Like it's like, wait a minute, are you in a car? Oh my gosh. My cousin was last guest, I think. My cousin? What are you talking about? No, it wasn't. Oh my gosh. Charles Schultz. Peanuts? Yeah, okay. Shant, I've heard of him before, I think. Okay, you guys are... Charles Schultz, like, interview him? Okay. He's dead, though. I hope Shant got his internet repaired. He's been streaming a lot, though. I mean, on other people's streams. He's been a guest on a lot of people's streams, so he's busy for sure. And I know a lot of people have been getting his books too. So, yeah. Rocky is trying to credit us all with musicals, but it's squarely all Emo's fault. You know what? It is. Graham Nolan's streaming right now. Go check it out. Art T Bear. Usually Art T Bear, I'm subscribed to his channel. Usually he streams in the mornings. So is he going now? Cool. Technically Charles Sharp. Oh, I got you, man. I got you. Here we go. Had to have one in here. I try not to do that. I try not to. I don't. I really don't. All right, everybody. I think that's all I got. It's been 3+ hours. Holy cannoli. But it's been fun. And it's been good, right? We talked about musicals. We talked about original art. We talked about horror films. Talked about comics. It's all good. It's all worth it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being here. Thank you to Katie and K-Pop and Cranberry Langers, Comrade Sammy, Emo Trash, John, Awesome One, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, Mark's Music Obsession, K-Pop Junkie. I think that's it. Oh, Alan Lau is here, my buddy. John, I think Cranberry Langers. How can I forget you, dude? Stream more. You stream more too. We'll keep each other going. Keep each other accountable. But thank you guys so much for being here. It was really fun. I really missed it. I definitely missed it. And it was worth it to kind of power through and relearn half the things I forgot. We did not have a technical problem, right? There's still a few seconds left. I could still screw things up, but we did not have a technical problem. So, hey, we're learning. But you guys made it fun. It was not at all what I expected, and yet it was. And I love it. I love it. It was really good. Thanks for lifting me up this day. And Alan Lau's still here. Yeah, it was great. It was great. You guys made my day. Even I didn't go to the comic book store, but it made my day to hang out with you all. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, a great rest of your week. And I will see you next time. As soon as I can get another stream together, we'll do it. We'll get it going. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for the credits. I'll catch you on the other side. Take care.